mentioned.
Movember!
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
November.
Oh, shit.
Welcome on in. I appreciate you.
Welcome in.
Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for popping in.
For those that don't know, Movember just popped in here, guys. Our
Oh
team.
shit! We have to keep the prostate checking off camera. Shit. Do we have to delete the VOD? Do we have to delete the VOD now?
No, it just moves
to
to the OnlyFans.
Are you sure? Oh, it moves to the OnlyFans.
Right.
Okay, so check out the OnlyFans if you want to see the actual checking.
We don't
of
have
the prostate.
OnlyFans. We don't.
Yo.
We don't.
Abby,
Shenanigans are
speak for
ensuing, everyone.
yourself.
Yeah.
Pixel Nips has an OnlyFans. I've seen it.
All right,
Guys, our team is at $4,513 raised now. 4,000.
Wow.
There we go.
You guys are fucking amazing.
We're at 4,513.
Woo, we're doing
Guys,
this. We're doing
We're
this.
doing this. Yes.
I'm doing this. You guys do whatever you want.
Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. We're doing paranormal news, paranormal stories. You can share news stories that you find. You can share your own personal stories. Share whatever you want in the paranormal realm. I will read it and share it right here on stream with all of you. You got to share it in our Discord. ! Discord for the link.
I just won't bang them, so it's, you know.
Right.
But I was also made like the host of all, like they had a bar crawl, so I was a host of that. They had a
Which
flip
makes
cup
sense.
game.
That makes sense. Who else
Yeah.
would be?
They had a flip cup game tournament, so I was a host of that. They had a beer pong tournament, I was a host of that. And so like Darkness Radio was doing a bar crawl of their own, but it was they'd tell spooky stories because we were in the Bermuda Triangle. And Tim goes, "Hey, why don't you come along? And we got Santana and Ortiz, and why don't you three be like our guests and do the bar crawl with us, and then I'll put you on the podcast later." And I was like, "Yeah, sure." Like, and I used to listen to Darkness Radio ever since I met Tim, so I was like, "Yeah, I'm pitching it to like Cheeseburger and Manny, the other people I knew that were on the cruise that loved paranormal."
Yeah.
So I ended up doing that, and then we ended up doing the podcast, and then when Ring of Honor got closed, and sold, he called me.
You ready?
No!
You ready?
No? How far? I'm so far away.
There you go, guys. Alt F4.
I can't.
You didn't need to see that. Clipping. These are my thumbs, and they dance. Boop 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 boop. Hey.
I am allowed to announce something. I'll give it to you since we haven't announced it anywhere.
All right.
So that series is getting a webtoon original.
Oh.
So it's going to be a comic, which is
Okay.
really exciting because it's a series, like I said, that we love, and it's done. Like there's nothing else we could do with it now. But now we're going to be able to work with an art team to kind of bring it
Into a different
to that new medium and sort of show people the story from beginning to end again.
Cheers.
Here, push. I will show my titties for 10 biddies.
Right?
will.
Titties for
I
bitties.
will.
Thank you. Look at that clip.
will.
Billy.
Oh my god. Oh my. I'm sorry. I need to go on BRB.
BRB, hold on. I'll be in my bunk.
Like that.
Welcome in, Raiders. There's a game called Dick and Milk. Sorry, I don't know what Dick and Milk is. Oh, Nuts and Milk. Dick a Game A. I gotta know. Oh my god, they're little penises! Oh my god!
Look, see, you know what? Hang on a second. I fight these villains off all the time. It's, See, that's what happens when you sit around and you sign Pops to the creeper. You know, he's got to be in on it. You know.
Right?
Ah,
Always gotta
Scooby Doo,
pop in.
where are you? Oh boy, Scooby Dooby Doo with epic rims.
When I got to TSR and I got the opportunity to audition for a novel, because one of the things we did in the department, everybody wanted to write novels because they were so successful.
Yeah.
But we set up a program where if you wanted to write a novel and you hadn't done fiction before, you had to audition for it and audition for it blind. So you were competing against. We opened up the submission process, so we were getting in writers. Elaine Cunningham, Christy Golden, Mary Herbert are all authors who I brought into the company through the slush submission and the audition process. But anybody in-house that wanted to write a novel had to compete with them.
I need my calculator for that. What the? Hello, Movember, and thank you for all the donations.
Hi, November.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
November.
Oh, shit.
November.
Welcome on
We're
in. I appreciate
Novembering
you.
Welcome
today.
in.
Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for popping in.
For those that don't know, Movember just popped in here, guys. Our
Oh
team.
shit, we have to keep the prostate checking off camera. Shit. Do we have to delete the VOD? Do we have to delete the VOD now?
No, it just moves
That's
to
it.
the OnlyFans.
Are you sure? Oh, it moves to OnlyFans. Huh.
Right.
Okay, so check out the OnFans if you want to see the actual checking.
We don't
of the
have
prostate.
OnlyFans. We don't.
Yo.
We don't.
Abby,
Shenanigans aren't
speak for
suing everyone.
yourself.
Yeah.
Pixel Nips has an OnlyFans. I've seen it.
All right,
Guys, our
so-
team is at $4,513 raised now. 4,000.
Wow.
There we go.
You guys are fucking amazing.
We're at 4,513.
Woo, we're doing
Guys,
this. We're doing
We're
this.
doing this. Yes.
I'm doing this. You guys do whatever you want.
Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. We're doing paranormal news, paranormal stories. You can share news stories that you find. You can share your own personal stories. Share whatever you want in the paranormal realm. I will read it and share it right here on stream with all of you. You got to share it in our Discord. !! Discord for the link.
I just won't bang them, so it's, you know.
Right.
But I was also made like the host of all, like they had a bar crawl, so I was a host of that. They had a
Which
flip
makes
cup
sense.
game.
That makes sense. Who else
Yeah.
would be?
They had a flip cup game tournament, so I was a host of that. They had a beer pong tournament, I was a host of that. And so like Darkness Radio was doing a bar crawl of their own, but it was they'd tell spooky stories because we were in the Bermuda Triangle. And Tim goes, "Hey, why don't you come along? And we got Santana and Ortiz, and why don't you three be like our guests and do the bar crawl with us, and then I'll put you on the podcast later." And I was like, "Yeah, sure." Like, and I used to listen to Darkness Radio ever since I met Tim, so I was like, "Yeah, I'm pitching it to like Cheeseburger and Manny, the other people I knew that were on the cruise that loved paranormal."
Yeah.
So I ended up doing that, and then we ended up doing the podcast, and then when Ring of Honor got closed, and sold, he called me.
You ready?
No.
You ready?
No. How far? I'm so far away.
There you go, guys. Alt F4.
I can't.
You didn't need to see that. Clipping. These are my thumbs, and they dance. Boop 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 boop. Hey.
I am allowed to announce something. I'll give it to you since we haven't announced it anywhere.
All right.
So that series is getting a webtoon original.
Oh.
So it's going to be a comic, which is
Okay.
really exciting because it's a series, like I said, that we love, and it's done. Like there's nothing else we could do with it now. but now we're going to be able to work with an art team to kind of bring it
Into a different.
to that new medium and sort of show people a story from beginning to end again.
Cheers.
Here, push.
I will show my titties for 10 biddies.
Right?
will.
Titties for
I
bitties.
will.
Thank you. Look at that clip.
Oh, Billy.
Oh my god. Oh my. I'm sorry. I need to go on BRB.
BRB, hold on.
This
I'll be in
stream.
my bunk.
Like that.
Welcome in, Raiders. There's a game called Dick and Milk. Sorry, I don't know what Dick and Milk is. Oh, Nuts and Milk. Dick a game A. I gotta know. Oh my god, they're little penises! Oh my god!
Look, see, you know what? Hang on a second. I fight these villains off all the time. It's, you know. See, that's what happens when you sit around and you sign Pops of the Creeper, you know. He's got to be in on it, you know.
Right?
Scooby
gotta pop
Doo,
in.
where are you? Oh boy, Scooby Dooby Doo with epic rims.
When I got to TSR and I got the opportunity to
It's time to start the podcast. It's time to play some games. It's time to have some fun here on the Epic Show tonight.
We'll see some off the pod here. Enjoy some great alerts. We'll have a grand old time here watching Epic Rounds tonight. We love it when we come here. We clip all of the screens. The chat gets kind of trolly on Epic Rounds scenes. But that's an awesome part of the Epic family. So let's enjoy the show now and start another hype train. We'll see the spicy chips fly on the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, epicational. This is what we call the Epic Show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome on in to the Epic Realms presents Off the Pod. It's not a podcast, sort of podcast, kind of a podcast. It's not a podcast, but it is a podcast kind of show without podcasty type podcastiness. Welcome on in, everybody. Thank you for being here. A lot of people in here. And of course, Booms. Welcome on in, Booms 303 with a fantastic rate of 21. Guys, go check out Booms. Last playing Tower of Babel. The Survivors of Chaos. But welcome on in, guys. My name is Nick. I'm the host of the Epic Realms. It is Monday, and Monday is talk show night, whether it's the Epic Realms podcast or this show, Off the Pod. You find all your talkie shenanigans here on Monday nights. Of course, we do all kinds of stuff here. Video games on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, and tabletop role-playing on Wednesdays. Welcome in, Raiders. Thank you for being here. Stick around for the fun. Make your voices heard. If you want to do the alerts or any of that kind of stuff with channel points, you most certainly can. None of that stuff is turned off. So welcome. Thank you. And not Jamp for the follow. Much appreciated. Booms, hopefully you were having an amazing stream. I was in there right when you went live this morning. I had a bunch of stuff going on today. So I was in and out throughout the day, but I made sure to get those Tangia dungeons in. Booms also does Tangia dungeons. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you, Matrix, for the let's go. How are you doing, Matrix? Guys, today is Off the Pod, and I am joined by the queen of VR herself, the one, the only, RottieMama. She didn't expect me to say that. She didn't expect me to say that. She's like, what? We got all kinds of cool topics here that we're going to talk about today. Rottie doesn't believe that she can talk about these topics for 20 minutes, and I'm going to prove that wrong. So welcome on in, everybody. I told her, I was like, even if you just talk once, I'll just talk for 20 minutes. I can do that, but that's not what's going to happen. That's not what's going to happen. We got some fun topics.
Comfort zone here, so we'll see how this goes.
And I always tell people the same thing. I just say the same thing. If you're a streamer, it's just like streaming, right? We're just going to have a conversation, you and I, and then there's just the chat is there, and we have a conversation with the chat. It's you and I chatting with the chat and chatting with each other, just like the camera wasn't rolled. There's nothing special or unique about it. We're just having a good time. I mean, it's special and unique because nobody else does this show except for us. So
I will move my mouth for you, Octavius.
is that loud enough for you? Is that loud enough? Volume
want
up
my
for
volume
RottieMama.
up.
Oh, you moved your microphone away. Oh no, it's right there. It's right there. There you go.
Better.
I don't know. I can
No.
hear you fine, but Octavius
it's-
can't. Maybe Octavius just wants to hear you more. Oh, I am louder. For some reason, my volume went up, which tends to
see?
happen when I do the show. Here, there. There we
Okay,
go.
so I'm going to put it back where it was.
There we go. I turned
There.
myself down a little bit. There we go. How's that? How's
Can
that?
you hear me?
A little bit, yeah. We got
Can
you.
everybody hear me?
Can
Hello,
hear you.
Booms.
Hello. Hello. Perfect. Octavia says perfect. Welcome on in. Hello, DJ. Do we got any people redeeming first? Is first turned on? Is the redeeming of first turn? It's there. I see it. So we'll see if anybody redeemed first. Hello, Stephen the Shark is in here. Zao is in here. The sweetheart, as Ryan likes to say. The sweetheart. Underdeep 69. I mean 96. Welcome in. Sorry, Freudian slip. Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones Life, formerly known as Death's Joker, is in here. Matrix is in here. Welcome in. Matrix, Redneck Jedi. Hello, Redneck Jedi. Of course, Stephen the Shark, as I mentioned earlier. Booms with the amazing raid. Not Jamp, first time chatter. Gave us a follow. Welcome in, everybody. Yeah.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Oh, you should have a bad feeling. You should have a bad feeling about
What?
this.
Aw.
Yes, I'm gonna just to test the waters to make sure. Okay, it isn't working. It's just making sure it's not working, or it is working. I just had to make sure. I had to test it, Roddy. Roddy.
Okay.
Hopefully you had a great weekend. Hopefully you are prepared for the week that is to come, because there's a lot of stuff going on this week, right? All kinds of stuff. We've got this today.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is Dick's, apparently. Tomorrow is Dick's.
That actually made me jump, and it's on my speaker down here.
Yeah, made you jump. Thank you, Octavius, for Dick's. Speaking of Dick's, Octavius is doing his birthday stream tomorrow.
Wow.
He's the
He
one that
said it,
redeemed
not
I'm
me.
saying, speaking of the person who redeemed the Dicks, Octavius
Mm-hmm.
doing a birthday stream tomorrow. Definitely make sure to go and check out the Octavius.
I didn't say it. I did not say it. I am not owning that. Nope. 100%.
You're not owning Octavius's Dicks? Is that what you're saying? You're not owning his Dicks?
No, I'm not owning that you said it.
What? What did I say? He's the one that redeemed it. He's the one that played it. Right?
I know.
That's how it works.
Mhm.
But guys, definitely go and check out Octavius's birthday stream tomorrow. Those of you who have been waiting for a Octavius stream, an Octavius stream, I don't know what just happened to my voice. Like the air came out and my vocal cords just failed on me. But you guys can go and check out Octavius's stream tomorrow. Octavius, you want to remind us of the time in chat or any other information that we need to know about that special birthday stream? You just throw that in chat. On top of that, on Saturday, on Saturday in the PM, on Saturday of the PM, Bentley said I have to be on at 6:45 Central. There we go, 6:45 Central. So there you go. Tomorrow at, a little bit later than this time, but about a half hour from this time. So 24 and a half hours from now.
Thank you,
have an
Zao.
Octavius stream. Right? That's what I said, Zao. She's like, oh, my hair's not that nice. I'm like, what do you mean? Your hair is amazing. You
I
look
was
great.
telling Epic, I was supposed to get out of work at 3:00 today, and it didn't happen. And I got home like 20 minutes before him and I got into the Zoom, which was at 1:45. So
So what you're
literally,
saying
I got
is you
home.
look better coming home from work than when you just want to hang out with the rest of us.
Well,
You're like,
my
I'm
hair-
just done with work. And do you tone yourself down for the rest of us or what?
So my hair is curly because it was curled yesterday, and today I had it up because I had to have it up at work. So all I did was literally pull it down, slap some makeup on, change my shirt, and here we are.
Looks like RottieMama has a lot of hair to grab. Oh, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. Redneck says that was sus. It's not sus, Roddy knows. That's right. So yeah, Octavius tomorrow, 6:45 p.m. Central Time. Saturday, RottieMama and I are going to be doing a co-stream with a little drinky drink and some more bug hunting. Many of you said, hey, I can't wait. You guys, I had so much fun when you guys did that bug hunting game. Whatever that game was that you and RottieMama did, we had so much fun. And there was so much shenanigans. It was ridiculous, and we had a blast. I can't wait if you guys do that again. So guess what? We're doing it again this Saturday at 7 p.m. Central. We're going to be doing a little drinky drink, a little bug hunting, a little shenanigans, and who knows? We may or may not have special guests. So we will see. We will see what happens on the shenanigan-filled Saturday evening with RottieMama and I and the drinking.
So I do have to throw out there, you might notice that I'm drinking wine tonight. I am drinking, now I did this on the Wine, Women, and Wieners stream with Bentley, Octavia, Steven, and Pixel, and it was the Double Dog Dare wine. This is like my 6th bottle since we did that Wine, Women, and Wieners.
Nice. It's
Just
a
saying.
go-to. Who needs a wet kitty when you can have some wine?
Wet kitties are saved for VR in Saturday nights.
I may or may not make my version of it. We will see. I have most of the stuff. I'm out of rum. I haven't had, okay, I do have rum in the house, but it's not a very good one. It's not as bad as Captain Morgan, but why is the rum always gone? Because I drank it and I haven't replaced it yet. We'll get some this week. We'll get some rum in the house. In the house this week. We've got all kinds of topics for you guys today. So you want a quick rundown, a lineup. We're going to talk a little bit about VR streaming and Rottie's expertise when it comes to VR streaming. The best in the world at what she does.
I have a lot of help.
Quit shaking your head. Quit shaking your head. After that, we're going to talk about lake trips, camping trips, maybe tell some stories. We're going to go camping with you guys. Virtual RottieMama. Rawr. Hello.
Oh my God.
We're gonna talk some camping trips, I mean, what happens in the tent stays in the tent? Is that the
I
thing?
do not do tents.
Sleeping bags, that kind of stuff. Who knows?
Nope.
No.
Hell no, I don't do tents.
We're gonna hear all about it. We're gonna hear all about the who, what, where, why, when, and how of camping, lake camping trips. You guys can feel free. Hides his tent. Thank you, Octavius, for hiding your tent. Yeah, it's a black bar for Octavius at the bottom of the screen there. Of course, we're gonna come down to our top 5 musical. It's not so. I know we've talked music before, but we're gonna do top 5 musical artists, maybe some songs. Top 5 music shit is what we're gonna call it. Just shit. I'm gonna keep my stuff into an older era. The stuff that I pick might be more of an older era, not necessarily a modern era for myself. So we're gonna see, top five music shit. So whether it's songs, whether it's bands, whether it's whatever, we're gonna find out some likes and dislikes when it comes to music. So stick around for that, of course.
Knows. I told you before we even started streaming. Octavius knows what my number 1 is.
Octavius knows what your number 1 is, and that's not the name of a band. So there you go. Or maybe it is. Maybe it is. You'll just have to wait and find out. Stick around. Of course, if you guys have any input, your own personal stories, you feel free to throw them out there when we get to those subjects and converse with us. Or if you have questions, feel free to converse with us. That's what we're here for. That's what the show is all about. Top 5 movie theme songs. Oh, that would be cool. I'd have to find somebody who loves watching movies, because we all know that RottieMama is a big movie buff and knows all of the movies.
Nope, not it. I seem to remember a game at the last Ogdenicon where you guys were doing movie quotes, seeing how many I would catch, and you guys were giving yourself points for every one I missed.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. Hey, we're gonna need a bigger boat. Anyhow, and of course we've got the one and only, the potluck. Potluck is anything and everything. Of course, we have a couple in the back burner, but if you guys bring up topics, if we do other things, if something comes up during the conversation, then we might go with that as well. If there's something we bring up and we're like, we need to revisit that, that's what the potluck is for. So with that being said, we're going to move on to VR streaming, the entire Young Guns 2 soundtrack. I love that soundtrack. Keep that in mind, Octavius. Keep that thought in mind for later on here.
Is that a movie?
There is a movie called Young Guns, correct?
Okay.
But there
Okay.
is a soundtrack to the movie, which dare I say, is more well known than the movie itself. PSA:
Okay.
Potluck is not about drugs, unless it is. Yeah, unless it is. It's public service announcement. Smith for Octavius, from Octavius. Oh, are you ready, RottieMama? Are you ready to get this started?
I am as ready as
Just
I will
so
ever.
you know, we've already done 25 minutes. Just so you know, across the board. Like, that's how quick it goes. We would have finished, if we started it right away, we would be done already. For those that are like, oh, and Roddy, by no means is Roddy the first person that was like, I don't know about how long can I talk about this for, it goes by so fast, and everybody afterwards is like, you're right, it went by so fast. And I could name a list. I have a list of people in my mind. If I close my eyes, I can go, oh yeah, this person said that, and this person said that, and this person said that, and this person said that. And when I did that, those were all actual people that I was picturing in my mind. So, Nikki's
And
fast.
the fact that you want me to talk a lot is the reason why we have the wine tonight.
Oh yeah, we're just loosen Roddy up a little bit. Loosen her up a little bit.
Let's do this.
So we're gonna start the talk about VR streaming. But my question, so before we even get started, or maybe we are getting started, how did you get pulled into the VR streaming? Because I know I keep getting asked to do VR, and I keep having my excuses, which are usually the same excuse, because I would love to try VR. How did you get pulled into it
Okay.
originally?
Originally, so
And if there's people you can't name, you can just be like somebody did
no,
something.
no, it's fine. I think most everybody here knows these people. So, for those of you that don't know, I know most of you know Identity Crisis and his wife, Secret Window. Secret Window and I have been friends since junior high.
Not
I gotta
senior high, junior high.
No, junior high. I got to do some math.
Maybe you don't want to do
We
math.
were 13 when we met in junior high. So of course, being friends with her, I got to know Identity.
It's like 5 years
and
ago, right?
shit, yeah. Okay. I got to know Identity, and of course he was streaming. So I started watching his streams and started meeting other people, other streamers and stuff like that, just, through Twitch. I think I watched him for a good 2 years. And when he said he was going to get a new computer, he asked me if I'd be interested in his old one. And I'm like, yeah, sure, I suppose. For what? And he said, for streaming. I'm like, oh, fuck, that means I got to get a headset. Okay. So I went out that weekend. I bought a VR headset. We played, I think Onward was the very first game I ever played.
Okay.
I will say that for those of you that don't play VR, it took me a long time to get my VR legs. Being, I'll say older, the older you get, the more you tend to deal with motion sickness.
Right.
And being in VR, the first time I jumped in VR, actually the first time I ever jumped in VR, him and I played poker, which Octavius, you still need to join me in.
I've played.
Yep. I only lasted like 8 minutes and I couldn't do it. I got to get out. I'm literally going to toss my cookies. I got to get out.
That's what Octavius said. He doesn't do it because he's got an adversity to retching.
Yeah, exactly. So I kind of just, I went and got some Dramamine and I started doing like 10-minute intervals, 15-minute intervals until I could build up to about an hour. And then at that point I started playing with Identity, but not streaming. And then when he got his new PC, he wiped his old PC, brought it up here along with the green screen and set everything up for me. And that's when I launched into streaming. Oh my God, you guys. Damn. I'm just reading chat.
I don't want to interrupt with the banter. But
you'll see it. Before I started streaming, I had made my Twitch account because people wanted me to mod for them, ID, several other people. And I actually had 150 followers before I ever streamed a second, which is kind of unheard of, but worked to my advantage. When I started my very first stream, Bentley and Octavius were kind enough to raid me. My first stream was Walkabout Mini Golf without alcohol. Bentley and Octavius were kind enough to raid me, which helped me keep my numbers up. And I managed to get my affiliate in 10 days. I remember it just because the day I got the email saying I was affiliated was the day I went in for surgery.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep. But that's how I got into streaming. It's really, I blame identity. 100%. I blame identity. It's all his fault.
What is the difference for you? What is the difference between playing a VR game and playing I'm going to say it, a pancake game? I have to say it like that because it sounds so condescending when people say that. Oh, you're playing a pancake game.
It's not making bacon pancakes. It's just a pancake game. It's flat screen.
Making pancakes.
The difference is the immersion. In VR, you're totally immersed.
You want to do bacon pancakes?
When you're playing pancake games or flat screen, you still have everything going on around you that you can see, that you can hear.
Making bacon pancakes. Bacon pancakes. Making bacon pancakes. Bacon pancakes. Making bacon pancakes.
Yeah.
Somebody had to do it. Sunstrider wasn't here, so I had to do it.
You had to do it. Yep. I got it. So anyway, yeah, in VR, you are 100% immersed. My headset, I actually have headphones, so I can't hear anything outside of my headset. And when you're playing pancake games, you've got everything going on around you. Like my desk and everything is in my living room, so I can hear traffic outside. I can hear sirens when they go by. I can hear people running down the hallway. So yeah, it's just total immersion.
You can wear a headset for pancake games too. You know that, right?
I do, but it's not the same. Not the same. It's just not the same.
Hey guys, sorry I'm late. Just finished watching Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Oh, I saw that when it came out. It's a good movie.
Oh God.
Wow. That's so you don't miss out on the view that goes with it, Rottie.
I can see it. I can see it.
I'm not sure I understand the words. I know the words Pedro. The rest of it I have no idea. I've even looked it up. And listened to it along the side of it, and I'm like, I ain't got a clue. It's all in Spanish. Is there a type of game you prefer? Because I know there's a lot of shooters. You guys do like a lot of first-person shooters in VR.
Yeah,
do you prefer that over some of the other games, or do you prefer to do some of the other games?
I like a variety games, which is why I kind of call myself a variety streamer.
Mm-hmm.
I like the first-person shooters, the Onward, the Contractors, the Ghosts of Tabor, the Breachers. I also like Walkabout Mini Golf, which is just golf. I have played like Phasmophobia, which is ghost hunting. Arizona Sunshine, where you're killing zombies. So I like a variety of them. Do I have a favorite? I think Walkabout's probably my favorite, the mini golf, just because it's a good community fun game.
Right.
When you're in a first person shooter, you're literally trying to kill people. And yeah, it's fun, but it's not a big community game.
Yeah.
So, and then there's always, I play a game called Vegas Infinite, which is both VR and Pancake. So crossplay.
Do you like the ones where you can play both?
I do.
Like
Another one that I do is Demio, which is basically Dungeons and Dragons in VR.
Yeah, and like a miniature game type thing, which I think I picked that up. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe I have to double check.
Next time we're going to do it, I will let you know.
Yeah, because I want to play. RottieMama likes crossplay. Confirmed. Wow.
You know that, Octavius.
What's this? What's this? What do you mean I'm the Napoleon Dynamite of Twitch? Octavius. What do you mean I'm the Napoleon Dynamite of Twitch? Don't say that. Don't say that, because that'll come back to bite you in the ass, Octavius. So you should take that back right now. Take it back right now, or you will regret that, sir. How long does it take for other people to not get motion sickness? Because like I really want to try it, but like I don't want to have to spend, 4 months getting immersed and trying to get the vomiting out of the way.
Yeah, it all depends on the person, honestly. I know some people that can put a headset on and play for hours right away. One of my best friends got a headset for Christmas last year, and he tried playing and he just can't do it. He absolutely can't do it. After about 30 minutes, he's like ready to go toss his cookies. He's tried the Dramamine, he's tried the wrist pressure, he's tried everything he can think of, and he just can't do it.
I know my wife would get motion sick. I'll play Minecraft and she'll be in the same room, not looking at the TV, and she'll get mind sick.
Yeah, it all depends on the person and how their brain reacts. I mean, basically what you're doing is training your brain to accept virtual reality.
I just said mind sick. Did I just say mind sick?
You did.
She'll get motion sick from
Yep,
Minecraft.
I knew what you meant. I was gonna
I
ignore it.
haven't even been drinking yet.
I am.
I know. I don't have alcohol here for which to do so. I've been trying to be healthy. I've my Napoleon confirmed. Wait a second now. Not you too, Zal. You're supposed to be on my side, Zal.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be on our side. Me and Rottie's side.
Yeah. I know, Octavius. I don't think you could do VR. I really don't.
Oh, thank you. Oh, interesting. Okay. Interesting. Somebody just got back from the grocery store. He's like, "Oh, I should just in case. You never know with the people."
ID is the one with the Napoleon complex.
That might be true. That might be true. It's due to the eye seeing movement, but the brain doesn't sense actual movement, so the brain signals something is wrong and makes you sick.
Yep.
Right. Roddy, here's the sign of the lava chicken. That lava chicken, that's been added to the Tangia. Lava chicken's been added to the Tangia. Do you have a game you hate playing in VR that you're like, oh, fine, I'll play this game?
Not really.
No, you like them all?
No, not really. I guess I'd have to look in my stream account. I know there's a couple that I bought that I didn't really care for, so I refunded them.
Yeah.
But do I play a game I don't like? No, I don't play anything I don't like. What's the point?
Right.
If I'm not going to enjoy it, then why am I going to play it?
What is the worst part of VR streaming? And what is the best part of VR streaming? Or VR in general?
So for me, and this is just my experience, the best part for me is just the community, the people that come into my stream to watch it and interact with me through chat and sound alerts and stuff like that. I enjoy the camaraderie. It's okay. You don't know this, but I'm not really an extroverted person. And so for me to get up in front of a camera no, not at all. So for me initially to get up in front of a camera to do streaming and stuff like that almost made me queasy.
Yeah.
But I got used to it. And then I started doing some pancake games. And then like now I'm doing this. So it's helped. Yeah. Pancake. Yeah.
Pancake.
Yeah. It's helped bring me out of my shell, so to speak. The worst part of VR streaming, honestly, it's because my CDO kicks in. In my place.
By the way, people, CDO is in alphabetical order like it should be.
Yes, exactly. Where I live, everything has a place and everything's in its place. So when I stream, I got to go to my front hall closet, pull my green screen out, set it up. I got to grab my camera, set it up. I got to grab my lights, set them up. I got to set everything up on the PC. I do my stream. And it doesn't matter if I'm ending at 9 o'clock at night or 4 o'clock in the morning. When I'm done, I got to tear everything down and put it away.
Yeah.
And that's just the worst thing for me,
You
you
can't
know,
just
'cause
leave it
I
there.
can't, I cannot just leave it there. No, I've tried, you know, doing a drunken walkabout, you know, drunk about stream or you know, any stream, any night. I had done, I think it was my birthday last year. I did walkabout with alcohol and we went until like 2 in the morning. And I mean, I was gone. I was absolutely gone. I don't remember turning off my stream or anything like that. Went to bed, went and passed out. I literally woke up like an hour later, sat up in bed and went, oh, fuck, I didn't put my shit away. I had to get up and put everything away before I could go back and go to sleep.
Wow.
It's just my CDO kicks in and I can't do it. That for me is the worst. I wish I had a place where like I had an extra room or, you know, a den or something like that I could set stuff up and leave it.
Yeah, because
then it would have its own place.
Yeah.
But
just have the stream running all the time. Sunstarter says perma stream confirmed. No more stream endings. 24/7 RottieMama stream.
No, not happening.
Be in the sleeping category after stream. Like, we're just gonna change it to the just sleeping.
No. But yeah. So that for me is the worst part of it, is just having to set everything up and tear it all down.
Okay, so I think I know the answer to this question, because I know when I have something wrong on stream, whether I have a sound issue or somebody tells me your guest's volume is off, or there's a sound playing in the background and I can't, you know, I don't know where it's at. Being that you have CDO, that's OCD, people, again, in alphabetical order like it should be. How bad does that affect you during the stream? Like, does that ruin your stream? Because I know for me, if one little thing is off, if one little thing goes, if I start my stream and my green screen resets on me, which happens a lot, sometimes it just ruins my day. I'm like, I think about it all day long. I'm like, the however many people that saw that, I'm like, oh, I let them all down. I screwed up this thing. And usually everybody else is like, I don't even remember that happened today.
It 100% can, yes. There have been VODs that I have deleted because something went wrong in the stream and I couldn't fix it. And I didn't want anybody to see it. So I just delete my VOD. Like, fuck it. I don't know.
Do you prefer people to tell you that there's something wrong?
Yes.
Or would you rather just be naive and not know that there's an issue?
No, I prefer people to tell me, because honestly, I go back and watch my VODs. And if I see something was wrong and nobody said something, and it was blatant.
And you're like, why didn't anyone tell me? What the hell?
Right. I mean, I've DM'd people and said, dude, you were in my stream all effing night. Why didn't you tell me this was going on?
Right.
Well, because it wasn't a big deal. Yeah, it is a big deal.
Yeah.
It is a big deal.
Some streamers don't want to be told. Some people that are streaming, they just don't want to. Don't tell me that. Tell me afterwards so I can fix it, but I don't want to know during the show.
I do, because I want to try to fix it during the stream.
Right.
You know, I haven't streamed for 2 weeks because my camera got fucked up.
Right.
And ID and Power and everybody's like, well, you can stream without a camera. And I'm like, yeah, that's not the quality of stream I put out there. I'm not doing that.
And what did I tell you? I told you, just use your other camera.
Yeah, no, I have 2 cameras.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's what I said. I was like, just use your other camera. Use the camera that you'd use for pancake streaming. Nobody's gonna know.
I have that camera there for pancake streaming, then I have my VR camera.
CDO,
and
right there.
Yes. And this camera is nailed to the wall, so to get that over to VR is not happening.
Just more pancake streams.
Yeah. I have more. Yeah, you're not wrong, Octavius, but keep your mouth shut.
Different kind of camera. It's a different kind.
Quit spilling my secrets.
Well, Epic, we never tell you what the problems are in such clear terms. That's true. That's true. That's not true. That's not true. RottieMama tells me if she comes in and there's a mistake. She's like, hey, by the way, she'll send me a little message on the side.
Yeah, I always tell you.
Always tell me. Always tell me. It's because I have the best mods in the world. Best mods in the world. Right, Octavius? Steven? Bentley? What?
Just keep going.
So another thing. So moving, running, like I would have a hard time where everything is super interactive in VR, except for walking. Like, I'd want to actually physically move my legs to walk.
You can do that.
And that would pull me out of my, not with just the base set, right?
Not with just the base set.
You have to spend thousands and millions of dollars in order to get the little walking thing. But
yes, you would. They have VR treadmills that you can buy, that you can walk and run on, so you get more immersion, and that is very true.
And I want to like jump and duck and roll, and
so you can, like, in the games that I play, I prefer not to like crouch in real life because I'm on camera.
Right.
And unlike Identity, who is back far enough on his camera that you can see his whole body. So if he crouches IRL, you see him crouching IRL. You don't see that on mine. I'm like from the waist up. So if I were to crouch IRL, I'm going to disappear from camera. No, Octavius, they don't yet.
Yet.
So I crouch with my controllers. And at first it kind of gets to you. It's a little weird. Your brain's like, wait, am I crouching? But you're so immersed in the game that, at least for me, eventually, when I'm crouching in game, my body feels like it's crouching IRL.
Right. I'd like to crouch and cut. No, that was just for the very first, the test episode, the pilot episode. We did that, and the testing of the pilot episode revealed that that wasn't a good idea. So yeah, the audience test said that they didn't like the and cut to the alarm. So we had to change it after that pilot episode. Yeah. We had somebody on that episode. Nobody remembers that episode though. So who was on it? Only you have to obey the timer, Octavius. Only the Octavius. Only the Octavius. By the way, speaking of
Sigh.
What's that sigh? Speaking of the one and only Octavius, who we appreciate, by the way, but also speaking of the fact that he says that I'm Napoleon Dynamite, I would like to beg to differ.
My name is Bill.
All you had to do was take it back. All you had to do. But you refused. You refused. You double downed. But on the bright side, Rottie doesn't get the reference.
Nope.
So there we go.
Nope. Nope. Absolutely not. That's why one of our topics tonight was not movies that Rottie's seen. Because it would be a short conversation.
We could have done movies Rottie hasn't seen, but other people have talked about around her. And it would also just be a list that she has no idea. Because that was a movie they were talking about? Oh, I didn't know. 1 point for all of us. Yes.
Hey, Zhao. Fuck off.
The little middle finger bird. Have you seen the middle finger bird?
This one?
No, you go like this. You go, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off.
No, I had not seen that. Oh my God.
You have to keep that one for you can use that one. You can use it. I'll let you.
Wow.
It's the F off bird. Fuck off, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. You can use that one anytime Zhao throws you under the bus.
Mm-hmm. I got my own bird.
Yeah. Do you have two of them? Yeah.
I got two, yeah.
There you go. Do you know the turn it down, turn it up one?
Yeah.
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
Or the wallet. My favorite is the wallet one, where you get out the wallet and you like reach. I got something for you. Yeah.
Yeah, you did that out of Dundacon last
year.
Did
I? I don't remember what I did. I don't even remember what it was for. Somebody did something or said something, and I did that. Was that you? Did I do it to you? Hopefully, I didn't do it to you.
No,
I like you
forget.
too much to do that to you.
Yeah, I forget who it was. Somebody said something in chat and you pulled it out.
Oh, yeah. Right.
You just made the list.
I just made the list. Thank you for playing. You just made the list. And thank you, Lyric Lost, for flipping the table with SiriBot. I forgot the SiriBot does that. Can do that. Did that go by quick? Did that go by?
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
What do you mean? All right, people. It is time to move on to the next topic. Won't flip the bird, just the table. That's true. I wonder if we can do one. If we can get SiriBot to flip the bird with a flip, change the programming. Whoever discovered that, I don't. 10 points to Gryffindor for that one. Does Rottie get that reference?
No.
We're just gonna fill. That's gonna be the ongoing joke for tonight.
I thought that
every
was
once in a while we'll throw in a movie reference and we'll just go on like it didn't happen.
I thought it was a viewer in your chat. You know what? Y'all can fuck off.
Oh boy. So I don't know how much you want to divulge, Rottie, of your own personal world. But every fall, myself, Curly Girl, a good chunk of our RPG team, hosted by the one and only Rockheim or Kirana, depending on your chat thing, who they're using, which account they're using in chat. We go up to their cabin and we hang out up in a place called Lake Cabatogama, in the way up north of the Minnesota-Canada border, up by those amazing Canuckers. And we spend like 5-6 days up there. Now, I understand that you also do, but more often than once a year, do a little journey, a little jaunt to a lakeside place of rest.
Yes.
How much you want to tell us about it? How much you want to tell us?
I can tell you all about it.
Tell us all about it.
So, I already mentioned Secret and ID as one set of best friends.
Yes.
I have another best friend, and her and I have been friends since the age of also 13, junior high, and her husband. And they have a 48-foot Breckenridge Lakeview trailer permanently parked at a campground on a lake. The trailer is absolutely gorgeous. That is my idea of roughing it. I mean, you've got, stove, full-size refrigerator. There's a huge deck that we built off of it. I actually helped build the deck off of it. And they also have a pontoon. And the lake that this campground is on, actually called Lake Lots of Fish. We call it Lake Lots of Bait because they're little fish. But it is about 2 hours north of me. So if you know the area, if you know where Mora is, it's about a half hour north of Mora in Quamba. So half hour north of Mora, 15 minutes north of Knife Lake.
Okay.
And they open it up the first weekend in May and they close it down the first weekend in October. So between May and the end of September, I am up there a lot.
A lot.
Like
80% of the summer weekends.
Yeah. I mean, even if they're not up there, I have a key. So I can go up there all on my own.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's peaceful. I don't personally take their pontoon out on my own. I've taken their fishing boat out on my own, but not their pontoon. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. A lot of times what we'll do is we will, get up there, immediately put the pontoon in the water, and you just spend all day on floaties with music going on the pontoon. Of course, we have drinks in hand. The wet kitties are flying, doing, shots if we want, and just floating on the water. And it's a lot of fun. And then when you're all done and you're exhausted and, half in the bag, you trek back up to the trailer and you start the campfire and you just finish out the night around the campfire. So
And you pass out.
yeah, for the most part. Yeah. Yep. But like I wasn't up there last weekend because I had some stuff going on IRL, and I'm not going up this weekend because I have some stuff going on IRL. But the next 3 weekends thereafter, I will be up there. So the weekend of the 21st, the 28th, and of course the 4th of July.
Nice.
And then after that, when we're in July, I know there's one weekend in July I can't go, but I should be up there all the other weekends. So
I know I grew up, I don't know if you knew this or not, but I grew up on the Boundary Waters of Minnesota. I spent, living basically off grid in a cabin where the only things we ate is maybe something we brought in because we had to boat to get there. There wasn't a road, you couldn't drive there. So we would bring stuff in once a month for some supplies, but we would, if we fished, that's what we were eating most of the time. We ate fish, or if we like jam, berries, stuff like that, staple stuff, we could make things, but it was mostly whatever we could get, off of the land we would eat. So I spent a lot of time on the Boundary Water, so I have an affinity for the outdoors, the wilderness, animals, camping, all of that kind of stuff. But that goes all the way back to when I was a kid. How far back does like camping and stuff for you? Like, did you grow up with doing that, or did that come later on when you were like hanging out with friends?
I did. So I was a child of divorced parents. My dad had a girlfriend who was a school teacher, so she was off all summer long. She had an Airstream trailer that she had parked on a lake. And so I spent...
Airstreams are cool, by the way.
Good grief. Oh, I know, they're awesome. I at least 6 or 7 years every summer doing nothing but camping in the Airstream. So it was by a campground. She wasn't actually at the campground. She was kind of on the lake next door to a campground. Okay. She owned a plot of land. But we would always, as kids, we'd always run over to the campground and use, their facilities. They had a pool. They had the game room.
Was it just like a broken down ping pong table with no ping pongs? Was that the
yeah.
That's standard. That's standard.
In a broke ass pool table that only had 4 balls. And no cues. We would find straight twigs or sticks out in the woods to make into a pool cue. But this is why I don't do tent camping. God, I haven't told this story in so many years.
Here we go.
I was
NSFW.
Watching
the calculation in your brain go, wait,
no.
You just said, oh shit.
I was 10 or 11, and a friend of mine from there, her and I decided we were going to take this little 2-man pup tent. And at the campground, there was this big hill. It was called Bill's Hill. Bill was the original guy that dug out the area, made the campground. And in the campground, there was a lake that had a big island in the middle of it. And this, lake went around it. And then, of course, you had the shoreline where all the trailers were and stuff. So her and I decided one night we were going to go and stay in the pup tent on top of Bill's Hill. Bill's Hill overlooked the lake.
Okay.
And between Bill's Hill and the edge of the lake was a dirt road.
Okay.
We're doing our thing. We decided to go to bed. Back then, I could sleep through anything.
Right.
Just throwing it out there. Nothing would wake me ever. Evidently, a storm came through.
Okay.
I didn't wake up. She didn't wake me up. The little shit just took off and ran back to her parents' camper and left me in the tent. I woke up in the fucking lake. An F1 tornado came through, picked me and the pup tent up, flew me over the road and dropped me in the lake. I woke up choking on water. And
holy shit.
Fought my way out of a wet tent, got my bearings, figured out where I was. I mean, it's pitch black.
Yeah.
And there's lightning going on. Thank God there was lightning going off so I could figure out where I was. Crawled my way up to the bank, walked my ass back to the Airstream trailer, which is about a mile away, and went to bed. I got up the next morning. I went and found her and said, not in these words because I was a little kid, but it was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Why did you leave me? Where did you go? And she's like, well, I woke up and I heard the storm, so I ran back to my trailer. And I'm like, and you just, do you know what happened to me? And she's like, no, I have no idea. I'm like, well, come here, let me show you. So I showed her that I left the tent on the shoreline. It dropped me in the lake. And so then, of course, all the adults are freaking out. Oh my God, are you okay? And blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm fine. It scared the hell out of me.
But you didn't necessarily, that might not have been the way it turned out. You might not have been fine.
Right. I mean, had I not woke up choking on water, who knows?
Or had you not been able to find your way out of the tent, or had the lightning struck the lake.
Yep.
Or you,
Yep.
or
Yep. It was crazy. And I do not believe I have been in a tent since then.
Yeah, I can understand that. I can see
I won't do it. I won't do it. Somebody says, let's go tent camping. Yeah, have fun. I'm not, nope.
Well, I will
my
do
my idea of
bestest to
roughing it
remember
is
not to crack jokes about convincing you to go tent camping.
Yeah, no, you can crack them all you want.
No, because I care enough not to,
Go ahead, dude. I'll just tell you off every time. It's not a problem.
It is for me. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that guy.
Well,
I'll
thank
let
you.
somebody else do it.
I appreciate that. My idea of roughing it's a Motel 6. All right, that's all I got to say.
I mean, I'd rather be in a tent than a Motel 6. So
yeah, nope, not me.
Motel 6 is way more roughing it than that. It's like, oh, what are you sleeping on? Well, I'm sleeping on what is this? Oh yeah, this is a syringe. Great. That's great to have under the blankets at the Motel 6. Oh look, use condoms in my bed. Great. Thank you, Motel 6, for your hospitality and just, you know what I'm saying. The Motel 6 is kind of more roughing it than that.
Yeah, no, I don't do tents. I really don't. I won't. Not after that. Nope.
Octavius wants to show you his tent.
I saw that. I've seen it.
Will you at least help Octavius pitch a tent?
Always. Anytime.
What is your favorite part about camping, going out?
When we're up there, we do some fishing. I really enjoy fishing. You and I are actually supposed to go do some fishing here at some point.
We are supposed to do. I haven't even gotten my license yet.
Oh shit! Neither have I.
Oh, okay.
Right. Note to self.
I don't feel so bad. Yeah, you're gonna have to do that.
License. I'm writing it down right now because All right, got it. My favorite part about camping, I think, is just being outside. I enjoy fishing. I enjoy the lakes. And God knows we got enough of them around here. I enjoy campfires.
Yeah.
It's just, I enjoy the whole aspect of it, really.
We can go on a trip, right? My girly girl and we can go on a trip and do stuff. And, I'm constantly, let's go. If we go camping, it's one of the few times that I actually am like, I'm just going to go I'm just going to sleep in. I sleep in at home. Yes. Do I take some naps at home once in a while? Yes, I take them. But it's not quite the same. I feel like I don't have to do something if we go camping. Like going to sleep, I don't feel like I'm wasting time. I feel like, hey, this is my time to relax. I can take a nap and I'm not ruining, I could be doing something when I'm at home. It's like, oh, this needs to get done and that needs to get done. And I could be doing this. I could be doing that. I could be getting something accomplished. Even if it's just like, instead of taking a nap, I could go play a game and, get a couple rounds of whatever game in. But when I'm camping, I can be like, no, this is the thing to do. It's like taking a nap and relaxing. Like that's what you do, what you can do when you go camping. And so I sleep fairly well when we go camping, when we go on like actual like camping trips, or we go to like a cabin or something. I'll make sure to spend that extra time like napping or sleeping in or go to bed early or whatever. I won't necessarily go to bed early if we're hanging out with people, but yeah, I enjoy doing that. And yeah, fishing.
The one thing I don't like about camping is the bugs.
Oh, yeah, amen.
Fucking mosquitoes can kiss my ass.
Do you want to know a trick?
I've tried them all, but sure.
Have you tried them all? This trick works for me, except for I can't do it anymore. My body won't let me do it.
I got to interrupt you for just 1 minute because I saw Octavius's comment. Octavius, I enjoy playing cornhole while camping. Just saying.
Yeah.
Keep going.
We've role played while camping. We play board games a lot when we go camping.
I mean, if it's raining, we're inside playing cards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, but outside we've got, well, they have cornhole. And then they've got the one, I always call them slap the balls. It's where you got the two balls on the string. You try to throw it at the, yeah. I don't know what it's
You
called.
try to reunite the balls with the stick.
Yeah.
I know what it is. But yeah, we do. But I don't feel obligated to play when I'm going camping. Like when we're camping with friends, I don't feel obligated. I'm like, I'm gonna go take a nap anyhow. You guys enjoy your game. I don't remember what we were saying before. Octavius wanted us to.
I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt you, but I had to. You were going to tell me the trick to get rid of mosquitoes.
Yes. Okay, so it takes about at least a week of doing this before you start to actually see the effects. But it's doing apple cider vinegar shots, like a half a shot of apple cider vinegar every day. You do like a half a shot of apple cider vinegar, and after about a week, it changes your alkali levels, and they leave you the fuck alone. And we went camping because I used to get eaten alive, and we went camping, and everyone's like, why the fuck aren't the mosquitoes all over you? Like everybody was swarmed, and they were nowhere near me. And I was like, well, I started doing this apple cider vinegar thing, and I was doing it for other reasons, but I knew that it supposedly could do something about bugs, but I was like, that wasn't my purpose for doing it. But then here we are. We went out camping, and I had been doing it for like a month, and they wanted nothing to. I got 0 bug bites that year. And however, after I had done it for like 6 months, and I had to stop because of like just the smell of it would start making me sick. But
yeah, I can't. Nope. No vinegar.
So yeah, apple cider vinegar, and it has to be the apple cider vinegar with the mother. It's called, which is the actual like the fermentation stuff.
Yep, like brining yourself. Yep.
Well, you'd rather be eaten by mosquitoes?
Nope. I go in the trailer until the sun is completely down when they're done flying around, and then I'll go back out.
Oh, okay.
But I'm one of those people, I can be with 10 other people, and none of them will be getting bit by mosquitoes, and they will be all over me.
So you're saying it's tasty as hell.
Yes. So yeah.
Okay, so we've had this conversation. I'm gonna repeat a conversation you and I have personally had.
Oh shit. Okay.
About fishing. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a theory that the way people like to fish is based on how they grew up fishing, regardless of anything. So if you grew up and you and your parent, whatever, went out and your time fishing growing up was sitting in a boat casting all the time and catching bass, then that's kind of what you prefer to do as an adult. Even though you can do all of the kinds, even if the other kinds of doing it might be better, a person that grew up doing it prefers doing one kind over another. Or if they like trolling, or if they like catfishing, that type of style to catch fish is what they prefer growing up, because that's kind of what the main thing they did as a kid, regardless of what works better or not.
Mm-hmm.
1, does that apply to you? And 2, do you agree?
I'm going to do your second question. I almost said something else. I'm going to do your second question first. Yes, I agree. That what you do as a kid, if you are taking fishing as a kid, that definitely will set how you think fishing should be and what you're comfortable doing.
Right.
Is that my case? No. My dad took me fishing once or twice. My grandpa was the real big fisherman. And he would take me out in the boat, but he wouldn't let me cast. Because he let me do it once and I hooked him. I hooked him in the ear. And so he never let me cast after that. So I basically had to, hold my pole over the edge of the boat, and then he would, just troll and let me catch him that way. He refused to let me cast. So now I cast every time I can.
Okay.
That's what I like to do.
That rebelliousness in you, like, I wasn't allowed to. Now I'll show you.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Just the same thing as yeah, anyway. Yeah, definitely. I was gonna say something else, but it's definitely not appropriate. I like to cast. I don't care if I'm fishing for northern, if I'm fishing for walleye, if I'm fishing for bass, whatever. I prefer to cast. It's just what I like to do, and not to toot my own horn, but I'm pretty damn good at it.
What do you like to cast?
What do I like to catch?
What do you like to cast? Like, do you prefer spoons, daredevils, Rapalo's jigs, frogs?
No, I don't do frogs. They've never done well for me. I like jigs. Spoons I've never really done real well with. I do. Oh, I don't have it here. Damn it, it's in my car. I have a lure that it has worked for me so well catching northern on Knife Lake, and it's a Green Bay Packers lure. And it just frosts the cookies of my friends because they are diehard Vikings fans.
That's hilarious.
And every time I've got a picture of me catching a northern with it. I can post that in my Discord, but every time I catch a fish with that damn thing, they hate me.
You know, it's funny, the lures that I do, I've had people request Vikings colors. Like, I've specifically had to paint some Vikings colors for custom. And I'm surprised that I haven't gotten any Green Bay Packers colors.
I personally prefer live worms, live bait. Give me live worms, give me minnows, something like that. That's what I prefer.
And you just cast and reel in with the live worm bait?
Yeah, I just cast them out there. I'll let them sink, and then kind of start reeling them in a little bit. Let them sink again. Wait till I feel a tug. Hook it. Bring it in.
Good to go. I do want to say Mr. J said earlier, and we were chatting, and then it was an ad break, so I didn't read it. Said, let me get off the thing. It's highlighting it. I highlighted it so I would remember to read it. I can relate to the experience, talking about your tent experience. Changing what you will do. As a kid, our raft flipped over going down rapids. I've been down a mild rapid once since, and my anxiety was heightened the whole time. I can't do it. My grandpa had to walk to me, and I was hanging on to a vine, legs waving like a fish fin.
Yep.
I get you there. I sink. I don't swim. I sink. I always have. And I have a legitimate fear of drowning.
Oh.
I cannot swim. If I go in the water, I will go up to here. I won't go any further. Can I tread water? Yes. For very long? Probably not. Will I go deeper than that? No. If I have a life vest on, sure. If you get me in a boat, I won't go out on a boat without a life jacket. Period. End of subject. I will not go out. I don't care if I'm on a pontoon boat. If it's bigger than a pontoon, then I'm probably, it doesn't bother. Like, if I go on a cruise, I'm not going to wear a life jacket. But I don't see myself going on anything bigger than that.
And see, I don't have a problem on boats on lakes. I've been on.
But you can swim, right?
Oh, hell yeah, I'm a fish.
Have you legally drowned?
No.
I can't swim, and I have legally drowned at least once, maybe twice.
No, but I learned how to swim the hard way. I got thrown into a pool.
Yeah, I did that and I almost died.
Yeah, told figure it out. So I had to figure it out.
Yeah, I got thrown in the lake. My dad told my mom, was like, well, learn how to swim like we did, and threw me in the lake, and I sank, and they had to get me out. Luckily, I didn't die. And he learned his lesson because my mom was so angry at him. She's like, he can't. We've done this. We've done everything. I took classes. I took lessons. They spent hundreds of dollars, and nope, sunk to the bottom. And then once I stepped off the end of the dock. Reel, pull, step, reel, pull, and then I took a step off, and I didn't realize there wasn't a step, and I went straight down off the end of a dock. And I had no pulse, wasn't breathing. My dad resuscitated me, and we're in the Boundary Waters. There's no 911. There is no phone.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. He either saves me or he brings my corpse across the lake.
Yeah. My experience wasn't that bad. So, but I've been on, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 cruises in my life. The older I got, the more I couldn't do them. So, in my mid-20s on the first one, and no motion sickness, no problem. Had a blast. Second one was right after I got married when I was 32. Little bit of problem, chewed on a Dramamine. I was fine. Third one, about the same thing. Fourth one, yep, nope. I was sick.
Have you gone back since your VR gaming?
No, I will not go on a cruise ever again. The last cruise I was on, went down to the infirmary to get a shot because the Dramamine, the chewables were not working for me whatsoever. I was miserable. I was sick in my cabin. I was like, fuck that. I went down to the infirmary. Told the onboard physician I want a shot so that I can at least get through this. And so he's like checking my blood pressure, checking my heart. And he's like, I can't give it to you. Your blood pressure's through the roof and your heart's racing. I'm like, it's because I feel like shit. So you got two choices. Either you're going to give me a shot or you're flying a goddamn helicopter onto this cruise ship and you're getting me off of it. Or the third option is I jump overboard. One of those three, because I am not putting up with this for another 5 days. We had just started a 7-day cruise.
Wow.
And I was on the second day and there was no way I was going to ever go. I was not going to go through that. So after about an hour of arguing with him, and quite frankly, he made me go all Rottweiler on him. He gave me the shot. I went back to my cabin. I slept for 2 hours. I woke up. I was fine.
Nice.
But I'm not doing it again.
Okay.
Never
Just
happening.
get the shot ahead of time.
Never happening. I will not do it again. I'll fly into everywhere. I mean, don't get me wrong. The ports we went to were beautiful. You know, I've seen Barbados. I've seen, Dominica. I've seen, so many different beautiful, beautiful places. I went to Belize. You went there. I went there on a cruise. It's so gorgeous. You won't believe it. But either way, I would rather fly in there than go on a boat. And they're like, oh, well, the water's calm. Yeah, kiss my ass. That water was not calm.
Right.
So no,
I've never been on a cruise, so I can't say.
Not happening.
But I was wondering if, like, maybe now that you've been doing so much VR, that like your brain has adjusted and maybe it wouldn't affect you.
It might, but I'm not willing to chance
You're
it.
not willing to take that chance. That's like me and wearing a life jacket.
Nope, not willing to go there.
Sunstrider says, always wear life jackets on a boat. You never know when a drunk boater is going to drive right into you when there's 99% of the lake available.
That's true. That is true.
True.
And
110%.
when we take the boat out, like we'll take the fishing boat out to Knife Lake. We've got the life jackets on. I don't wear them, but we've got the life jackets on the boat. When we're out on the pontoon, it's not a super big lake, and most everybody on it is on pontoons and they're just cruising or they're floating or whatever. So we don't really worry about the drunk boaters as much as we would like on Mille Lacs.
Yeah.
There's always life jackets when we're on Mille Lacs, and same thing with Knife Lake. So
a lot of food on the cruise is what
there is a lot of food on the cruise, and you can get it almost 24 hours a day.
Wait, who said the food?
Yeah.
Somebody said food. Now I can't see. Cruises can get in 30-foot swells. Okay, I saw that one. Goggles and mask to sweat. Oh, yeah, it is. There's so much food on the cruise. It's right there. It was right there, right before what I said. I want to do the gluten-free cruise. There's supposed to be a gluten-free cruise where all the chefs are gluten-free and the entire kitchens are all gluten-free. I'd love to see that.
Oh, yeah.
It's a whole cruise dedicated to being gluten-free.
Wow.
There's also a tabletop RPG and a board game cruise where you can do role-playing the entire cruise. I'm like, what's the point of the cruise?
Right? Unless you're playing it out in the sun.
I suppose. Yeah, I suppose.
Yep.
Go get a pizza at 3 a.m. Yeah, that'd be cool.
You can. And I will say there's been a few cruises I've been on that their pizza bar, so to speak, was the best pizza I've ever had.
Nice.
And one of them was a 3 a.m. drunk pizza run, but yeah.
3 a.m. drunk. That's not going to be what happens next Saturday when we do some bug hunting. Bug hunting next Saturday, me and RottieMama.
Nope.
There'll be some drinking, of course, as well. Guys, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about our top 5 musical whatever it is, whether it's musical artists, songs, bands, shenanigans. Come join us here in about 10-15 minutes. We're going to be right back after a word from, I don't know, the clips that play while we're on break. Guys, stick around. When we come back, we'll cover that. We're going to do the wonderful potluck as well. It'll be myself, RottieMama, when we come back from break. Stick around.
I am allowed to announce something. I'll give it to you since we haven't announced it anywhere.
All right.
So that series is getting a webtoon original.
Oh.
So it's going to be a comic, which is
Okay.
really exciting because it's a series, like I said, that we love, and it's done. Like there's nothing else we could do with it now. But now we're going to be able to work with an art team to kind of bring it
Into a different
to that new medium and sort of show people the story from beginning to end again.
Hello, Movember. Thank you for all the donations.
Hi, Movember.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Movember.
Oh, shit.
Welcome on in. I appreciate you.
Welcome in.
Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for popping in.
For those that don't know, Movember just popped in here, guys. Our team.
Shit, we have to keep the prostate checking off camera. Shit. Do we have to delete the VOD? Do we have to delete the VOD now?
No, it just moves
to
to the OnlyFans.
Are you sure? Oh, it moves to OnlyFans.
Right.
Okay, so check out the OnlyFans if you want to see the actual checking.
We don't
of
have
the prostate.
OnlyFans. We don't.
Yo.
We don't.
Abby,
Shenanigans are
speak for
ensuing, everyone.
yourself.
Yeah.
Pixel Nips has an OnlyFans. I've seen it.
All right,
Guys, our team is at $4,513 raised now. 4,000.
Wow.
There we go.
You guys are fucking amazing.
We're at 4,513.
Woo, we're doing
Guys,
this. We're doing
We're
this.
doing this. Yes.
I'm doing this. You guys do whatever you want.
But I was also made like the host of all, like they had a bar crawl, so I was a host of that. They had a
Which
flip
makes
cup
sense.
game.
That makes sense. Who else
Yeah.
would be?
They had a flip cup game tournament, so I was a host of that. They had a beer pong tournament, I was a host of that. And so like Darkness Radio was doing a bar crawl their own, but it was they'd tell spooky stories because we were in the Bermuda Triangle. And Tim goes, "Hey, why don't you come along?" And we got Santana and Ortiz, and why don't you three be like our guests and do the bar crawl with us, and then I'll put you on the podcast later. And I was like, "Yeah, sure." Like, and I used to listen to Darkness Radio
Yeah.
ever since I met Tim. So I was like, "Yeah, I'm pitching it to like Cheeseburger and Manny, the other people I knew that were on the cruise that loved paranormal."
Yeah.
So I ended up doing that, and then we ended up doing the podcast. And then when Ring of Honor got closed, and sold, he called me.
When I got to TSR and I got the opportunity to audition for a novel, because one of the things we did in the department, everybody wanted to write novels because they were so successful.
Yeah.
But we set up a program where if you wanted to write a novel and you hadn't done fiction before, you had to audition for it and audition for it blind. So you were competing against. We opened up the submission process, so we were getting in writers. Elaine Cunningham, Christy Golden, Mary Herbert are all authors who I brought into the company through the slush submission and the audition process. But anybody in-house that wanted to write a novel had to compete with them.
You ready?
No.
You ready?
No. How far? I'm so far away.
There you go, guys. Alt F4.
I can't.
You didn't need to see that. Clipping. There's a game called Dick and Milk. Sorry, I don't know what Dick and Milk is. Oh, Nuts and Milk. Dick a Game A. I gotta know. Oh my god, they're little penises! Oh my god! I need my calculator for that. What the?
I just won't bang them, so it's
Right.
Look, see, you know what? Hang on a second. I fight these villains off all the time. It's see, that's what happens when you sit around and you sign Pops to the Creeper. He's got to be in on it.
Right.
Scooby
pop
Doo,
in.
where are you? Oh boy, Scooby Dooby Doo with epic rims.
Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. We're doing paranormal news, paranormal stories. You can share news stories that you find. You can share your own personal stories. Share whatever you want in the paranormal realm. I will read it and share it right here on stream with all of you. You got to share it in our Discord. ! Discord for the link. Cheers.
Here, push.
I will show my titties for 10 biddies.
Right?
will.
Titties for
I
bitties.
will.
Thank you. Look at that clip.
Oh,
will.
Billy.
Oh my god. Oh my. I'm sorry. I need to go on BRB.
BRB, hold on. I'll be in my bunk.
Like that.
Welcome in, Raiders. These are my thumbs, and they dance. Boop, 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 boop. Hey.
I am allowed to announce something. I'll give it to you since we haven't announced it anywhere.
All right.
So that series is getting a webtoon original.
Oh.
So it's going to be a comic, which is
Okay.
really exciting because it's a series, like I said, that we love, and it's done. Like there's nothing else we could do with it now, but now we're going to be able to work with an art team to kind of bring it
Into a different
to that new medium and sort of show people the story from beginning to end again.
Hello, Movember, and thank you for all the donations.
Hi, Movember.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
November.
Oh, shit.
Welcome on in. I appreciate you.
Welcome in.
Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for popping in.
For those that don't know, Movember just popped in here, guys. Our
Oh
team.
shit, we have to keep the prostate checking off camera. Shit. Do we have to delete the VOD? Do we have to delete the VOD now?
No, it just moves
to-
to the OnlyFans.
Are you sure? Oh, it moves to the OnlyFans. Huh.
Right.
Okay, so check out the OnlyFans if you want to see the actual checking.
We don't
of the
have
prostate.
OnlyFans. We don't.
Yo.
We don't.
Abby,
Shenanigans aren't
speak for
suing everyone.
yourself.
Yeah.
Pixel Nips has an OnlyFans. I've seen it.
All right,
Guys, our
so-
team is at $4,513 raised now. 4,000. There we go.
You guys are fucking amazing.
We're at 4,513.
Woo, we're doing
Guys,
this. We're doing
We're
this.
doing this. Yes.
I'm doing this. You guys do whatever you want.
But I was also made like the host of all, like they had a bar crawl, so I was a host of that. They had a
Which
flip
makes
cup
sense.
game.
That makes sense. Who else
Yeah.
would be?
They had a flip cup game tournament, so I was a host of that. They had a beer pong tournament, I was a host of that. And so like Darkness Radio was doing a bar crawl of their own, but they'd tell spooky stories because we were in the Bermuda Triangle. And Tim goes, "Hey, why don't you come along?" And we got Santana and Ortiz, and why don't you three be like our guests and do the bar crawl with us, and then I'll put you on the podcast later. And I was like, "Yeah, sure." Like, and I used to listen to Darkness Radio
Yeah.
ever since I met Tim. So I was like, "Yeah," I'm pitching it to like Cheeseburger and Manny, the other people I knew that were on the cruise that loved paranormal.
Yeah.
So I ended up doing that, and then we ended up doing the podcast. And then when Ring of Honor got closed, and sold, he called me.
When I got to the
And we are back from break. How are you all doing? Thank you for sticking around during the break. Your conversations of musicals are being seen. We are seeing them. We see them. Seize them. Guys, if you missed the first half of the show, RottieMama and myself talked about all kinds of topics. All kinds of topics, as you can see down at the bottom. Our first topic we started off with was VR streaming. Of course, RottieMama, the queen of VR. That's your new title, by the way. The new title.
Okay.
Guys, let's make that a thing. We're going to make that a thing. The queen of VR. The one and only RottieMama.
Do I have to get a crown now?
Yeah, you do. We'll get you like one like Princess Peach. There's just the little tiny one that sits off to the side. You're like, I don't know who that is. It's not in a movie. It's a video game, Rottie. It's a video game. It's from Mario Brothers.
Oh, Mario Brothers. I had to stop and think about it.
It's also a movie, I suppose. Of course, then we talked about lake, camping trips, lake trips, and apparently dangers when it comes to camping. The dangers of camp. That's what it should have been. The dangers of camping. The tragedies that shift us and change our lives. Things that say, hey, Nick will never swim properly in his life. And permanent fear. And RottieMama will never step foot inside a tent for the rest of her life either. So there we go.
Nope.
You're naming her a queen, but only want to give her a princess tiara. That's a good point. Yeah, we'll have to get you a full-fledged crown. A full-fledged crown. We'll need to do one of those like AI pictures that you and Identity do, but just have one that has you in a crown, and that'll be like your new logo.
I might have something for that.
There we go. The queen of VR. We're making it a thing, guys. You heard it.
Oh my
here
God,
first.
Octavius. Fuck.
We're gonna... Whoa.
Do you have the text camping or camping on purpose?
No, it's a typo. It's a typo because I fucked up. That's how we roll here. Apparently we just spell shit wrong. And if I had an editor, maybe if I need somebody to just look over my shoulder 24/7 and fix all of the things I do. If I had $1 for every type of mistake like that I've had, I'd be a millionaire. Or reading stuff. Like, hey, read this for me, where it says, RottieMama says, we'll talk about songs, musical artists, and albums. And I go, musical artists, and I ignore 2 words in that entire sentence. And I make the topic down below that just says musical artists and completely brain out the rest of it. So there we go. Hello, Katie.
Hi, Katie.
Welcome on in. Again, guys, I do want to reiterate, Octavius will be live tomorrow with his birthday stream at about 6:45 p.m. Central. Birthday stream over at the Octavius's stream. I'm gonna
Octavius.
That's what I say. I'm the only one that calls him that, which is fine by him. He loves that. He doesn't love that.
There's like the big ones. I like the small ones. I like the real ones. I like the damn. Look at those.
So if you want to catch up with Octavius,
this game,
not only can you watch this clip,
the only thing, devs, if you're watching, you might be. Devs might be just kind of watching in here. I would say the only thing missing in the game is boobies in your face. Right? I think so.
He thinks so. So you can go check out Octavius tomorrow for his birthday stream. If you want to go over there and celebrate Octavius, that is going to be tomorrow. It'll be Booze Day with Bay, so bring your drinks, bring the shenanigans, bring your fun, and welcome Octavius back to the world of the living.
I'm almost out of wine. That means I got to go to the liquor store tomorrow.
Yeah. Remember, liquor is 1 word, not 2.
Depends on the context.
Depends on the context. About 6:45 Central, Katie. 6:45 Central, maybe 7, I believe. 6:45, 7.
6:45 Central.
Central time, which is 5:45 Mountain Time and 4:45 Pacific Time and 7:45 Eastern Time. And there you go. Also, because Katie is here, I want to let people know that Friday we're doing something a little bit that's been requested as well. It's been brought up for a few weeks now. On Friday, there may or may not be Dead by Daylight this coming Friday. There may or may not be Dead by Daylight on Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th, this Friday. So we'll be doing that. Of course, on Saturday, it'll be me and RottieMama. Once again, you're going to get this tandem duo on this Saturday for some Saturday night shenanigans. A little bit of drinky drink and a lot of bug hunting. We're going to get to hear RottieMama talk about how much she loves spiders.
No.
Loves. Not just spiders, but giant spiders.
No.
And swarms of them hopping around, spitting webs at us out of their butts. While we
No,
shoot
you
them
get to
with
hear
guns.
RottieMama scream.
That's right. That's what's going to happen this Saturday. So you can come and join us for that as well. So just there's your week. It's a busy week. Lots of stuff going on. So definitely come and join us for all of the shenanigans on all the different streams. Of course, Rottie, when are you streaming this? Are you streaming other streams this week?
So I canceled my stream tomorrow night so I can be at Octavius's party. And then I'm streaming Wednesday night. And then not again until Saturday when you and I stream.
Okay, so there you go. You can catch on the Wednesday. On the Wednesday. You can catch the RottieMama.
I'll be doing Ghost of Tabor on Wednesday.
Which there's no ghosts in Ghost of Tabor. I don't understand. It should be a ghost hunting game where you're hunting ghosts in the Ghosts of Tabor. I just don't get it.
Bring it up with the devs.
And whoever's like, we're going to come up with a game. We're going to put ghosts in the title, but there's no ghosts.
The ghosts are the ones that make your guns disappear, your backpack fall through the ground. That's when you got Tabor. That's the ghost.
Oh, okay. That makes sense then. That makes sense. So you're constantly haunted by the poor dev.
Yep.
Guys, we're talking about top five musical musics. That's just what we're going to say, since it's all the musical things. All of the things that are musically musical, we get to pick our top fives of those things. The ghosts are the bullets that ID shoots that miss every single thing he shoots at. True story. That's why we all stopped making him drop his gun. We're like, why make him drop his gun? It doesn't make a difference. He's not here to defend himself.
I know somebody that always makes me drop it for 5 minutes, Sunstrider.
Sunstrider! We love the Sunstrider. Except for when he talks about things that we don't like. Because he likes to troll all of us. He likes to troll. It's not mutually exclusive. It's not just me when he comes in and talks about alcoholic drinks that I despise and saying how much I love it. He makes Rottie drop guns. He puts dicks on Octavius's stream. All the things.
I turned off the drop it channel point when I was playing poker. And he got upset because it wasn't there. I'm like, what am I supposed to drop?
Your hand.
I have nothing to drop. I
hot.
turned it off so that you wouldn't waste your channel points, and I have to go through the effort of refunding them to you. You're welcome.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Sunstrider. He's an angel. Sunstrider is an angel. All right, number 5, RottieMama. What is on your number 5 list of all of the things that are listed?
Make no mistake about that man.
Oh
on the
my
bottom
God.
of Captain Morgan.
So I'm just going to preface this by saying I actually like a wide range of music, from bluegrass and country to, hard rock. I grew up watching, I know it went on for much longer, but like the classic Hee Haw in the 70s, that had like Roy Clark, Buck Owens, Tennessee Ernie Ford, Loretta Lynn, all of them. My list.
Wait, real quick, 10 points. Who had the name tag hanging off her hat?
Minnie Pearl.
Nailed it. Nailed it. Good job.
Yep.
Good
Yep.
job. We're showing our age, by the way.
Yeah, I know. So this first song's actually going to probably show my age a little bit. So I'm going to we're going from number 5 to number 1, right?
Yeah.
So number 5 for my artist that I like is Patsy Cline.
Okay.
I like her song, like Walking After Midnight, Crazy, I Fall to Pieces. She just had a real good voice and a good pitch. And because I grew up listening to a lot of bluegrass, I was actually in my state's bluegrass association for many years. Not that I would know how to do it anymore, but I used to know how to do clogging. So I grew up around a lot of that. Shut up. I don't even want to hear it. But she's number 5 on my list is Patsy
I haven't
Cline.
done clogging in a long time, but we did have to replace that toilet one time.
Not that kind of clogging. Not that kind of clogging. I did start at about the age of, I think I was 6th grade. So that'd be what, 12 years oldish. Flogging.
Flogging? No, that's only for Molly.
If you know what the dobro is.
No.
The dobro is a guitar that you play flat on your lap.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know what it was called, but yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's called the dobro. I started learning how to play that, but dropped it real quick.
Did you have your own slider?
I did.
Nice.
And Lyric, I am wearing my handcuff earrings, if that's why you put that there. I don't know if you can see them or not.
Oh, they are. There's the handcuff earrings. I didn't realize they were handcuffs. I saw that they were 2 circles. I didn't realize they were handcuffs.
Yeah.
I will make no jokes. I will make no jokes.
Make all the jokes you want. They're on
It
my.
has nothing to do with you.
So you're number 5?
So my number 5 that I put, so my list is a little, I backed up the time frame a little bit to a earlier time. Although these are all songs and musicians and albums that I really like and that I really enjoy, regardless of whether they're in my current, whatever my current top list is. But I'm going to do it's a band-ish, but I'm also going to highlight a specific album. And
Okay.
we may or may not have done a little Flogging Molly reference. There we go. See, Midwest Miniature Guy knows. Midwest Miniature Guy is a drummer, by the way, for a local band. Which RottieMama may or may not. I don't know if you know local like Irish pub bands, but Midwest Mini Guy is part of a local Twin Cities. As
You
well.
should tell me who that is. Who the band is, I mean.
Midwest Mini Guy. If you wanna share, I don't wanna share if it's not something you want to share. So I'll let Midwest Mini Guy put it in the chat if he's okay with us saying it. There you go. The Surfs.
The Surfs. The Surfs.
Google it, people. Google the Surfs. Irish band, Minnesota. They do more than just that, but yeah, Surfs are awesome. So for me, we had a little cameo there. It was mentioned by Octavius earlier, and he had no idea that Bon Jovi was going to be on my list. There you go. Thank you for that, Midwest Mini Guy. Did that link go through for everyone?
Nope. Didn't work for me.
Yeah. Let me copy and paste it. I'm like, links are turned off for people, but I will just repost it. There we go. So for me, like, I grew up, like, my mom loved Bon Jovi. It was always playing in the background, whether it's, the album Jersey or, whatever the album was. I have live albums of Bon Jovi live in concerts, but one that always sticks out and one of the best, dare I say, it is a album that is a soundtrack where the soundtrack was more popular than the movie. And that's saying a lot because Young Guns 2 is a very popular movie. But I think the soundtrack made that movie more than what it was. Without that soundtrack, I don't think that movie would have done as well. And so I'm going with Bon Jovi for number 5, specifically the Young Guns 2 soundtrack.
So tell me some songs on that soundtrack.
Tell you some songs. Shot Down in a Blaze of Glory.
I know that one.
Blaze of Glory. There's one, and I can't remember the name of it. I remember how it opens. It opens with like a Native American singer doing the chant. I forget the name of it. And like I said, the last one was Blaze of Glory. And then what was the other really big one? Now you put me on the spot, and my brain's like, shut off, brain.
All right. We can move on.
No. I'm pulling it up. Blaze of Glory, obviously. Oh, Bill. Oh, God. Now I see that. I'm like, how did I forget that song?
You want to share?
Well, because now I'm seeing all of them, and I'm like, oh, yeah. So there's Billy Get Your Guns, which is a lot of fun. Santa Fe was all right. Was really all the songs are good. Justin in the Barrel has a lot of movie quotes. Bang a Drum is one that I was thinking of, where it starts off with a Native American singing.
I know that one. Yeah.
I think Blaze of Glory is the most famous off that album. Jeff played a lot of lead guitar on that album. I did not know that Jeff Beck played a lot. That helps. Yeah, that was a really good. Again, really good. Just some of the songs on there didn't, they weren't like top charting hits, but for a soundtrack, like there are so many good pieces of music in that one that I just really love. Blood Money. I think Miracle did get a music video as well. But yeah, Blaze of Glory is the big one. Shot Down on Blaze of Glory. I've done Blaze of Glory on karaoke from time to time. Not karaoke because we're not carrying anything. It's karaoke, damn it, and I'll die on that hill. You will not carry me off of my karaoke. It's karaoke. Blaze of Glory got a ton of play on the radio and MTV at the time. They did. Yeah, it was really good. So that's my number 5. Now that you called me on it, and it's like, what are some of the albums? Like, son of a gun. Don't make me go down and get my album. I'm like, I'll just Google it instead. Yes, it's not the karaoke, it's karaoke. It's karaoke. They probably don't even say it like either of them. Like, no matter which way you say it in the US, it's probably still wrong.
Yeah.
People over in I don't know if it's a Japanese or Chinese or Korean origin of karaoke, but whatever culture that came from, they are probably like, you stupid Americans.
Yeah, right. Okay, my number 4.
4.
Bob Seger.
Bob Seger. Not the Silver Bullet Band, just Bob Seger.
And well, yeah, Bob Seger and Silver Bullet Band.
Just
Bob
making
Seger.
sure, because sometimes
Kind of synonymous. I like Sunspot Baby, which is not one of his more popular ones, but it's one that I like.
Okay.
Betty Lou's Getting Out Tonight, and then Come to Papa, which I always change the words and say Come to Mama.
You don't like any of the classic stuffs? Like the stuff that's really well known?
I do, but those 3 are actually my favorite of his.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah, but I just pulled up Bob Seger. I'm like, yeah, the Turn the Page.
Yep.
Night Moves.
Night Moves, yep.
A lot of the other ones I'm seeing, I know. Oh, Against the Wind, obviously.
Yeah. Actually, not a fan of that one.
Really? It's fairly well known, though. Fairly well known. Guys, feel free to throw in your numbers. We're on number 4 now, so if you want to go along with us, when we do the number 4s, you can do the number 4s. When we do like number 3, you can do your number 3. And it's just do for whatever, like for the right now. All right.
Octavia said it's Japanese.
Welcome on in, Raiders. It is the one, the only, the 80-year-old man, Mr. Jones Life. Used to be known, some of you may have known a streamer once known as Death's Joker, but he no longer streams and it's now Mr. Jones Life, the 80-year-old man in a nursing home. So welcome on in, Mr. Jones Life. How are you doing? How was your stream? What were you doing? Go and check it out. There we go. Thank you for that.
Ain't nothing but
Octavius.
Hey, tell me why. Ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why. I never want to hear you say, put your penis away in the common room.
So there's the
Is that Backstreet Boys?
80-year-old man doing Dead by Daylight in his apron. His little apron. So there you go. There you go. Yes, we're doing top music, artists, and albums. Welcome on in, Raiders. I am joined by the one and only, the VR queen herself, RottieMama. I get this reaction. I've said it like 5 times, and every single time it catches her off guard. Welcome on in. We are doing Off the Pod. Of course, the formerly known as Death Joker once has been on Off the Pod as well, hanging out with us. So welcome in. Thank you for joining us. We are currently doing our top 5 musical whatever it is. So whether you want to have music, songs, albums, merge them all together, a top 5 music of however you want to do it. We are on number 4 right now. So we were talking all kinds of music things. So KQRS overplayed him. I started to loathe him, though I can understand his fans and popularity. Yeah, they did overplay it. And sometimes I listen and I'm like, do you want the Metallica turn the page, or do you want the Bob Seger turn the page?
Bob Seger.
And that's something that people often. I'm surprised they don't put Metallica on my list, as much of their songs are so huge. But like, I love all of their songs, but I only own one Metallica album, and it's not one that people really think about when they think Metallica. So
they were close to making it to my number 2, but I did not include them.
Oh, okay. Close to making it. So they were number 3 then, is what you're saying?
Nope.
So how can you be close to number 2 but not be number 3?
Because number 3 has their own spot.
So and they weren't number 4. They weren't close to number 2. They're not even close to number 5.
Bite me.
I'm just saying.
I mean, I can add them. It just puts 4 at number 2.
Just put 2.5 right there. It's just like, there you go, 2.5.
Don't make me laugh when I'm drinking wine. It comes out my nose.
Just waiting for Octavius to respond to that comment. Doing a top 5 list is hard for me because I know that's same here. Same here. Narrow it down. Be like rock and roll songs from the 90s. Narrow it down. Makes it a little bit easier. Yeah, or your top music right now that you can think of spur of the moment. Think of the first 5 bands you like that come to your mind and then put them in order. All the blood rushed from my head to my head. There we go.
I'm sorry, Octavius.
You're
No,
not
I'm not.
sorry. Hashtag
All right, what's
sorry,
your number
not
4?
sorry. So I put on my number 4. So I kind of went on a rock tangent. I actually, in my mind, when I started putting together a list, I was kind of like, some of it was like, okay, what are songs that I think Rottie would appreciate that I really like? That was like one of my things.
It's got nothing to do with me. It's your list.
No, because I'm like, I was trying to have fun with it.
Okay.
So I'm like, what kind of like, from what I get from watching the stream and some of the music that plays in the background, I was like, what are some artists that I maybe haven't heard, that I don't know for sure if Rottie likes, that I really like? And I haven't put them on a list very often, and I should, because there's not a song of theirs that I don't like, that I know of. I'm sure that they have music that I don't like, but so in the moment I was like, how can I not put a Led Zeppelin on my list of music? And I often put out a quote when I'm talking to people. I ask, especially people that are gamers that like, oh yeah, I like old school classic, like 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s rock and roll. And I'm always like, okay, Pearl Jam or Led Zeppelin, not Pearl Jam. Not Pearl Jam. Why did I say Pearl Jam? Although that should be on my list. Fucking, why my brain is fighting. If you don't eat your meat, how can you have any pudding? Pink Floyd. I always say, okay, Led Zeppelin or Pink Floyd. Which one's better? Who's better? Led Zeppelin. Because that's always the comparison in my brain from that era. So
Zeppelin.
But for me, it's Zeppelin. Zeppelin over Pink Floyd. I like Pink Floyd, but Zeppelin always wins. What about you?
I like Zeppelin
you
over
like
Floyd.
Zeppelin?
Yeah.
I do love the Zeppelin, and there's a lot of gaming references. Zeppelin, a lot of Lord of the Rings references, a lot of RPG references. It's like people that play RPGs back in the day, like a lot of Zeppelin. So,
I have no idea.
So there we go. There's my number 4 for today.
All right.
I hope that you have a whole lot of love for my number 4.
I do have
See
a
what I
whole
did
lot
there?
of love for your
You
number
see
4. I
what I
did
did
see
there?
what you did there. I saw what you did there. Okay, my number 3.
Midwest Mini Guy had his number 4 was Sting, and his number 5 was Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Ooh.
And apparently he likes Pink Floyd over Led Zeppelin, because Led Zeppelin is not on his list, but it's his number 3.
We won't hold it against him.
No, we won't. I like Pink Floyd still. I like Pink Floyd.
My number 3 is Olivia Newton-John.
Okay.
Now, here's a fun fact.
With or without John Travolta?
Without.
Okay, just checking.
Back in, gotta do more math.
Oh, I should start the timer.
1982. It was either end of 82 or beginning of 83. I won tickets from KS95
Okay.
to go to, she was doing her physical concert tour.
Okay.
And she was playing here in the cities.
Okay.
And I took Secret Window.
Oh.
So her and I went to the Olivia Newton-John physical concert, and it was her birthday concert. We thought we were all hot shit. We got her a birthday card, wrote all kinds of stuff in it, tried to get it backstage to give it to her. Yeah, we didn't even make it. Had to give it to some usher or something like that, and pretty sure it got thrown in the trash.
Probably.
But I like some of her newer stuff from that era, like Physical, Make a Move on Me, Heart Attack. But I also like a lot of her older stuff from the 70s. The Please Mr. Please, Let Me Be There, Deeper Than Night are some of her older songs that I like. She's one of those artists that was taken too soon from us, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, she beat breast cancer 2 or 3 times before she
Right,
finally
right.
succumbed to it. But yeah, so she was my number 3.
Most of my knowledge of Olivia Newton-John is obviously Grease, because it's very iconic. But I do remember Xanadu.
I never saw the movie.
I do remember Xanadu. And
I had the album, but I never saw the movie. Yep, Magic. Yep.
It stands out a lot to me because when I was a kid, there was a game that had a similar name to it, and so every time I heard Xanadu or saw Xanadu, I thought of the game, and then eventually it kind of flip-flopped that now whenever I think of the game, I think of Olivia Newton-John and the movie. So
yeah.
Alana Halo says number 5 was Baby Metal. Number 4 is Chappell Roan or Taylor Swift. I love Chappell Roan. Taylor Swift's great, but doesn't stand out to me as much as she does for others. I like her as a human way more than I don't go out of my way for Taylor Swift music. But if I hear it, I'm like, oh, what's that? And then I'm like, oh, that's Taylor Swift. I'm like, oh, well, I like that song. Their number 3 is Rain Paris. I've been listening to a lot. They do cover songs. Anna Pantsu and Amalia do good anime and other cover songs too. Also Jonathan Young. Caleb Hyles' Disney metal covers are good. The list Let's Get Down to Business Mulan metal rock cover is also great. Nice. For me, number 2 and number 3 are kind of interchangeable, and they switch around for me a lot. My top 3 is almost always going to be the same, no matter where we go. I don't necessarily shift. But 2 and 3 are always kind of interchangeable. They'll bounce themselves around. But today I'm going to say David Bowie. Fucking all things yeah. David Bowie, everything David Bowie. I don't care if it's Dance Magic Jock Dance or whether it's his newer stuff, whether it's his very last album, which by the way, I love that last song. Just the weird synchronicities, the weird way he puts musical notes together that shouldn't work, but they work amazingly. We lost him. If he stuck around for another 80 years, we still would have lost him way too soon.
Yeah.
The contributions that David Bowie gave to music in general are ridiculous. One of my favorite Christmas songs comes by David Bowie. In his what he did with Bing Crosby, that crossover, more because of the backstory of that song. When they did that event, is what makes that even extra special. But yeah, I'm gonna say Bowie for my number 3.
Cool. I like him as well.
Number 3.
I thought you were gonna say Police, but
no,
I'm sure that's on your list somewhere.
Yes, it sure is.
Okay, my number 2 is I kind of put 3 different ones together.
Okay.
AC/DC, Kiss, and Ozzy.
Yeah.
Those 3 I can listen to all day long.
So you could just shove Metallica in there with the other 3?
That's what I said. I should have put it in there, but I didn't. Like All Hell's Breaking Loose, Lick It Up by Kiss. I Was Made for Loving You by Kiss. Of course, AC/DC, Back in Black.
Yeah.
I like the older AC/DC when Bon Scott was there, or Brian Johnson.
Okay.
I think Bon Scott is the one that died. And then
I don't remember the names, but Johnson. I know.
Or it was either that or it was one of the Young brothers that actually started it.
Okay.
I can't remember which one died. And of course, Dirty Deeds by AC/DC. Yeah. And then when it comes to Ozzy, love Crazy Train and Mama, I'm Coming Home. I mean, he's just got
that era of Ozzy. I like Black Sabbath. Don't get me wrong.
I do too.
Sabbath,
but
that entire
Ozzy,
album is amazing. But there's something about the era that you're talking about of Ozzy solo. That's magic. There's something about that era of Ozzy that's just magic, and there's something special that hasn't been replicated since, and he didn't do anything like that beforehand.
Exactly.
I once wanted to do Crazy Train as wrestling entrance music just because that intro was so cool. I'm like, pull the lyrics out and it'd be perfect wrestling entrance music. That
Yep.
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah, all of
You're number
those.
two?
I can't argue with any of those. I like AC/DC. I think I would, if you were to say, hey Nick, narrow those down. Which one is your favorite? I'd probably go with Ozzy, over Kiss and AC/DC, personally. Just because, I like AC/DC, but AC/DC can get old to me.
Yeah,
Like, I could be like, okay, I'm done with AC/DC for a while, and same with Kiss. Like, I can be done with Kiss for a while.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that. I would put Ozzy first out of the three of them.
Yeah.
The other two would just both be number two because I really like AC/DC and Kiss.
Yeah. I
saw AC/DC in concert as a teenager.
You
so.
you want to be like, hey Nick, now I know the reason that I don't like you anymore. I like Psycho Circus. That's my favorite Kiss song.
Wow. Okay. I still like you.
Okay. Nina Hagen and Apocalyptic World would be honorable mentions. Yeah, we'll get to, so number twos here. We'll get to people's number twos here in a second. I know Midwest Mini Guy, again, picked Pink Floyd for number 3. And Midwest Mini Guy said Dream Theater for their number 2, which we're going to get to in a second. Rolana Halo said Within Temptation and Evanescence for number 2. Evan, they coming in with an Evanescence. That's a great number 2. That's a great. I love Evanescence.
Yeah. Red said he still has all of his Backstreet Boys CDs.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Backstreet's back. All right. Bum, ba-da-dun, dun, dun. We all have songs that might not necessarily stand the test of time, or that some people will be like, "You listen to that," and I hate that. There are so many songs that people,
yeah.
There's music that people crap on because you like it. Like people that crap on people that like Nickelback. But there's nothing wrong with you can like Nickelback. You're allowed to like Nickelback, people. If you like Nickelback,
one song.
All of a sudden, out of nowhere, everybody's like, "Oh, they're horrible." What are you talking about? When did that happen?
Yeah.
You know, and my number 2 is actually going to reinforce some of that. So, what's your number 2?
That was my number 2.
That was your number 2. We're on me for number 2. Number 2.
You are. Yeah.
Man. So, there was an era of like 15, 20 years of my life that I couldn't tell people that I was a Michael Jackson fan, just because in America, it was like a dirty word to say his name. And they didn't play him on the radios, nothing. And I'm so glad that now all of a sudden, once he passed away, everyone was like, "We all love Michael Jackson." It's
yeah.
Like, well, maybe you should have loved Michael Jackson during those difficult eras. So, Michael Jackson, ever since I was a little kid, has been a thing. There was everybody who played music. My whole family likes to listen to music, and my aunt played Beat It once in the house on the radio. Well, we're definitely going over time on this one.
He would make my top 10.
Yeah. So yeah, Beat It played, and I rocked out. It was the first song that they said that I ever actually rocked out to was Beat It. And every song ever since then, I've been a huge fan of pretty much everything Michael Jackson has ever done. At one point, I've owned all of his actual albums. His post passing, I haven't really gotten anything because it's mostly just rehashes of other songs.
Yeah.
Remixes, but like all of his, albums up through, I forget what came out after Dangerous, but pretty much up to that one, I have.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember. It was a weird, like, he did some like co-ops with other people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Did a thing with his sister. I think that's when Scream came out. He does the song Scream with his sister.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So number 1.
Number 1.
I think everybody knows this. Not necessarily my favorite artist, but my favorite song, and it's Stranglehold, which is by Ted Nugent. Just going to put it out there. I'm not all about his politics, so we're not going to go there.
We're not going to go there.
The song just rocks, and you may or may not know, but that song is actually about record labels refusing to sign him.
Oh.
That's the backstory for that song.
Interesting.
He was in a band and breaking off onto his own as a solo artist, and none of the record labels would sign him. Nobody wanted to sign him. So he finally got I don't remember the name of the guy that finally decided to produce his album for him, but this song Stranglehold actually got him noticed, and then everybody wanted him. Another fun fact, Ted Nugent only sings one verse in that entire song.
Really?
He sings the sometimes you want to get higher, sometimes you got to go low.
Okay.
That's Nugent. Derek St. Holmes actually sings the rest of the song. In addition to just the song itself, I really like, it's an 8-minute long song. It is a very long song. There is a 3.5 minute guitar solo that is iconic.
Yeah.
In that song. And it's my favorite song.
Go
And
look it up, people. Stranglehold.
Yep. It's
not just what you do behind closed doors.
It grabs me. So.
Oh. And you guys can play it all the time when RottieMama streams. You just play it.
It is a redemption in my chat. Yeah. It is.
All of the time. Octavius knows all about the Stranglehold. He sure does. Sure does.
True story, Bentley.
True story.
True story.
With country music, there's a lot like that. I love the music, even though I don't agree with the politics. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Redneck saw Chicago and Earth, Wind, and Fire together once. They were amazing.
Ooh, nice.
I actually love Nickelback, Hinder, Teether, and Divorced Dad Rock. Divorced Dad Rock? Is that a name of a band? Divorced Dad Rock?
I don't know that one.
I don't know that one either. Roll On Halo's number 1 is MCR - Black Parade and Fall Out Boy.
Oh.
Kind of a little tie there. Midwest Mini Guy had his number 1 listed somewhere. Where is it? Oh, right there, Rush. Number 1 for Midwest Mini Guy is Rush.
They would be in my top 10.
Yeah. Love the 2112. I have their trying to think of the name of the album. The cover is blue and it's very watery, like Test for Echo. I have their Test for Echo album, and I love
cool.
Test for Echo. That whole album's pretty good. And how do you know? Because nobody fucking, unless you know Rush, nobody knows the album Test for Echo.
Yep, 100%. 100%.
Rock equals Nickelback. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, I could do a whole the Nickelback era of rock. I could do a whole top 5 of just that era of rock. I actually have an album. I have an album on my Spotify list that's called My EverQuest Music, and it's all music I used to listen to when I played EverQuest, which is kind of that era of rock and roll.
Okay, your number 1.
My number 1. I mean, I'm sure you and everybody else here can guess.
Police.
What it is. It's the Police, yeah. The Police. I can interchange it with Sting, but it's the Police.
Yeah.
Police will always be number 1, but my top 3 is pretty much, unless it's a special list, the Police is always going to be number 1, and Bowie and Jackson are probably going to always be number 2, number 3 in that list. 4 and 5 will shift around from time to time, just depending on my mood and what I'm doing and how I feel at the time. Sometimes I might have a Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers in there. Sometimes I might have a Metallica in there. I might have a Fozzy in there.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know who Fozzy is, that's okay. Most people don't.
I know who that is. Yeah, another one I didn't put in my list that I actually went and saw in concert at Alpine Valley is Loverboy.
Oh, okay.
It was a really weird concert mix. It was the Beach Boys,
okay,
Woody Blues, and Loverboy.
Nice. Not Sha-na-na? No Sha-na-na.
No Sha-na-na.
I saw Sha-na-na live when I was younger.
Wow.
If that makes you feel any better. Bowser
Bentley's
was not part of the show.
New
Bowser
Kids on the
was not
Block.
part of the show, and I wanted my money back. And it wasn't even my money. My parents brought me, and I was like, this sucks. Where's Bowser? I came to see Bowser.
Yeah, Bowser. Yeah. Bentley's number 1 is New Kids on the Block.
Okay.
I like them.
That's all right. Nothing wrong with that. And
Get out of the
KOTB?
chat. What's wrong with you?
Get out of the chat. What is wrong with you? Nothing is wrong with Bentley. There's nothing wrong with New Kids on the Block.
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely.
I want to. Should I put an honorable mention of Weird Al Yankovic on my list? That shouldn't surprise anybody.
No.
No Weird Al Yankovic? Come on now.
No.
Classic, iconic.
No, he's just weird.
Rolana says Britney Spears and Eminem. Oh yeah, Eminem. If I did a hip hop one, Eminem would be number one for sure.
You know, there's hip hop songs that I like, but I have no idea who sings them.
Yeah. I'm sure that I am very similar to that. I'm sure that there's hip hop music that I'm like, I love this song. And I don't know.
Yeah, that's usually when that comes on the radio or whatever, I change it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. When it comes to hip hop or rap, I don't, and this is, the genre is its own genre, but personally, I don't need excessive N-bombs. I don't need a bunch of excessive swearing in there. I want it to be creative. I want it to have a rhythm.
If they combine it with some pop, then a lot of times it's okay, but just hardcore rap is not my.
I didn't mind Ludacris just because Ludacris was funny as hell. Like sometimes, like if I'm entertained, I'm entertained, and Ludacris is like entertaining. Cypress Hill obviously is like a band. Some people say they're rap and hip hop. Sometimes some people say they aren't, but I do like a good Cypress Hill as well.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like you, where I like pretty much everything. There's things in each genre I don't like. OG Gangsta.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot I don't like. I'm not a big fan of orchestra music.
I don't mind it if it's in like the background of a good rock song.
The Lawrence Welk type.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I was forced to watch that as a kid because it came on before Hee Haw. No, not my thing.
I don't know if Octavius, do you know what OG stands for? Because he says OG Gangster, but I don't know if he knows what the G stands for. Because G stands for gangsta. So you're original gangsta.
Yep, original gangsta.
We've had this conversation in this chat before, where we talk about, you have the initials and then you say RPG games. People say RPG games, and it's like the G stands for games. So you're saying role playing games.
Oh.
Octavius likes the shags, so he can't talk.
Oh no.
Boom, boom, boom.
Wow. Lyric loves Lawrence Welk. Yeah. That was just, it was just filler until the next show came on.
Sorry, it's an Ice-T song. I don't think I know any Ice-T songs, actual songs that Ice-T. I probably do, but off the top of my head, I couldn't think of. You couldn't be like, name an Ice-T song. I'd be like, I don't know. He's been in some movies that I've watched.
Wasn't he on Law and Order?
Yeah, Law and Order. And,
okay, that's where I know him from.
There's a couple movies he's in that I've watched too. Like,
yeah,
he's more of an actor than a hip hop or a rapper to me. Even though I'm sure he would shoot me in the face if I ever said it to his face. So, Rolana loves anime and movie soundtracks. I do like some good movie soundtracks. Do you like things like Disney music?
No,
because you don't watch movies.
I don't watch Disney.
So when people say let it go, you're like, what the fuck is that?
I know that's some Disney movie, but I honestly don't know what it is. I never had kids. I never had a reason to watch Disney.
I don't have kids, and I've watched Disney.
I'm sorry.
You should be. To quote Yoda, you will be.
No. No, I'm not a fan of Disney.
No.
I didn't even like going to Disney. I've been there twice, and both times it was like, get me, let's go.
Wow. Where's the thing? Where's the button? There's the button.
Button.
I don't know. There's the button. I'm like, we're talking about stuff, and we're like just kind of continuing. I'm like, I should just start the potluck button and just get the button going for potluck.
Oh,
just to continue.
Like, what button?
First movie I saw in theater was Lion King. Wow. Have you ever seen a movie in the theater, Rottie?
I have.
What's the first one you've seen in the theater?
The first one I remember?
Yeah, first one you remember.
Star Wars.
Really?
1976.
No, you're supposed to be like 19. Around somewhere around that time is the one
I think it was 76 or 77.
And what
Star
do,
Wars,
do what do you remember? What stands out to you from seeing that? Anything?
No, it was too long ago. I know I've seen it. If I were to watch it again, I might remember parts of it. I know there's Darth Vader and I don't even know the fucking characters.
Do you have any fond memories? Do you have any fond memories of that movie?
No.
Or of that moment, I should say, not of that movie, but of that moment of doing that.
Not really.
No.
No.
Was there anything
No.
extra special for you?
No. Popcorn. I mean, not really. No.
Popcorn. No. Do you actually remember having popcorn when you went to see that movie?
I do.
Oh, okay. Okay. Was it
I
good?
do.
Was it good or was it just like popcorn?
It was just popcorn.
Have you ever had popcorn in a theater that was like, you're like, oh my God, this is really fucking good?
No.
Really?
No.
Man, so there's a place, is a place near us where they melt the butter and like they take actual butter and they actually melt it and they like toss the popcorn in actual like real butter. Like not like the little squares, but like they actually get butter, like homemade butter, and they like butter and then they toss it and oh my God, freshly melted fresh butter in fresh popcorn, not that powder on salt butter stuff that they've got in a theater. Oh, magnifique. To say, have you
I'm
ever
sorry,
had
to
popcorn
answer
before
to answer your
Star Wars?
question, yes, and that's probably why I didn't like it in the theater. So
Okay.
other
Lyric says-
movies I've seen in the theater, I did see Cheech and Chong's Nice Dreams.
Nice.
So
were you feeling appropriate for that movie when you saw it live?
no, Secret Window and I were very young. And my mother dropped us off at the movie theater. She knew it was R-rated, but she had no idea what it was about.
This is a tale of the times, by the way, people.
When she picked us up, she asked us what the movie was about. Secret and I just looked at each other and laughed and went, two guys bumming around. But so I've seen that. I have seen An Officer and a Gentleman. I've seen Grease in the movie theater. And so
that's where your love for Olivia Newton-Brown came from, or Olivia Newton-John, excuse me, came from.
No, I liked her before the movie. Honestly, I didn't really like her in the movie.
Okay.
Excuse me. I liked her before the movie.
But not after. Got it.
Yeah. I wasn't a big fan of the movie, but I saw it. Excuse me. And then so my ex-husband and I decided he wanted to go to a movie. And he wanted to go see Titanic.
It's like, well, I know how this is going to end.
I, first of all, didn't want to see the movie because I already know the fucking ending.
Right.
But it was Titanic in 3D. So I thought it was like a whole new version, not Leonardo, whatever the hell his name is.
DiCaprio.
Yeah, that one with the same movie, and it was just 3D glasses.
Yeah.
So we paid to go watch the movie. As soon as it started and I saw it was him, I took the glasses off and walked out of the theater. He stayed and watched it. I went out and sat in the car.
Wow.
I won't do it. I won't. I know the ending, so what's the point?
Right. Well, the story isn't about the Titanic. It's about the people involved on the Titanic.
I didn't give a shit. The boat sinks. Ta-da! Oh, sorry, Octavius.
Don't tell me how it ends. No. Sorry.
But
Spoilers.
that I don't know what year that was, but that was the last time I ever stepped foot into a movie theater.
But you can't make fun of how she takes up a whole table with everybody else if you didn't see it because you don't know about her taking on the whole table. So since you didn't see the ending.
What table?
There was a door. It was a door. So they're in the water, right? After it sinks. And he's holding onto the door, and he puts her on this door, like a household door, to float in the water so that she can survive. And he's like, okay, let me on. She's like, I can't let you on. There's not enough room for the two of us. And then he dies of hypothermia because he couldn't get on the goddamn door.
What a bitch.
And you look at it and you're like, there's fucking enough room on the door for 3 or 4 people. Fucking let him on the door. And it's like one of those old ancient oaken doors that's on a giant ancient cruise ship. There's room.
Yeah, nope, never saw it. Refused.
And so that's kind of the ongoing joke of Titanic is the door. So now you know. So now you can be in on the joke of the door. I don't share shit. Be a man and suck it up and die. That's right. I added the and die part. Bentley didn't say that part. Bentley didn't say that part. I actually walked out of a movie once. For way different reasons, maybe. So there's a movie called Mortal Kombat that was very well known. Had a great killer song. I don't want to say soundtrack. It had one song that was really popular, and it was like a EDM sort of techno song, and it had a character in there playing Raiden by my favorite worst actor that people will be forgetful about, but I used to collect his movies, called Christopher Lambert, the Highlander. He played Raiden, the God of Thunder, in the movie. And I thought it was the coolest shit ever. Of course, it wasn't, because he was playing the Japanese God of Thunder as a white French dude.
Okay.
But this is the casting of movies sometimes in the 90s, especially casting for movies based on video games. But so then they were like, they were coming out with a sequel. It takes, because they left on a cliffhanger. They left on like, the movie ended with like, oh no, there's a second one, part 2, because it's a video game with all these series. And I'm like, so they announced that they were playing the second thing, and they recast a couple characters. And I was like, I am not seeing it. They recast all the characters. And one of my closest friends, and I will remember this till the day I die, he spent hours, days, months convincing me that Christopher Lambert was reprising his role as Raiden. And I was 80% sure that he wasn't. So I didn't want to go. And he's like, I will pay your way into the movie. I said, I do not want to go. He is not in the movie. I don't want to go. And he's like, no, he's in the movie. I will pay your way into the movie, and I will guarantee you he's in the movie, because he really wanted to see the movie. I really didn't. And I told him, I looked him in the eye, I said, I will go with you. I will go see the movie. But if Raiden shows up and it is not played by Christopher Lambert, I'm going to get up and I'm going to turn around and I'm going to walk out of the movie, and you will not see me for the rest of that movie.
Yep.
Now, I've already told you the ending of this story, so we can skip past that. But guess who was not in the movie?
Mm-hmm.
I got up. He was all excited, and I just played it off because I knew better. And whatever, and we were sitting there, and he came on screen, and I handed him my bucket of popcorn, and I got up, and I was like, I didn't even say goodbye. I got up, and I walked out, and I didn't see him. He came out after the movie. I hung out in the lobby for an hour and a half until he came out.
Yeah, I went out and sat in my car for, I don't even know how long. It was a few hours.
Right.
I
got my wine. Give me more story. Give me
got your
more
wine,
story.
Bentley? Here we go.
More story. If there was a movie that you wanted to see in theater, what would it be?
There's no movie I am interested in seeing.
No, one that you have seen. Something that you saw, and you're like, it would have been cooler if I saw it in a theater.
I don't watch movies. I don't know.
There's got to be something. You've had to watch at least something in your lifetime.
No. I cannot think of anything.
Did you ever see E.T. when you were a kid? Or when you were younger? I guess you would have been a kid. You would have been like a teenager.
No.
When E.T. came out. I saw, that was my first, because you mentioned your first movie. My first movie was E.T., but it was a drive-in. My first drive-in movie was E.T. And I sat in the back, and because it's an alien. a little alien, and it is creepy as fuck when you're like 6 years old watching ET at a drive-in theater, and you're trapped and you're inside a little station wagon in the back of it, trying to look out the back of the station wagon, and there's fucking aliens running around. E.T. phone home, glowing fingers and shit, and you're like, what the hell's going on? So creepy.
Yeah, I can't think of anything that I would want to see in a theater. I'm just not into movies, honestly.
Emily says that the Oct tapes count.
Oh, well, there you go. I'll watch those in a theater on the
Making
big
of
screen.
Stranglehold, if it was a movie.
That I probably would go see.
Like a documentary?
Yeah, like a documentary. I love documentaries.
Lyric says Dark Crystal, Legend, Goonies would be fun to see on the big screen again. It's Goonies week in my hometown. 40th anniversary of Goonies. Was it filmed there, Lyric? Was the movie Goonies filmed there? We'll have to find out.
Never seen it.
Really? I thought you were a big movie buff.
Nope, never seen it.
You know, just so you know, we've gone like 13 minutes talking about movies, and for the most part, you had shit to say. Until just now.
I told you all the ones I've seen. I don't have.
But you had good stories about movies and theaters.
I don't have Netflix. I don't have Hulu or whatever the hell it's called. I have Amazon Prime, but I don't use it except for shipping.
Right. And Amazon Prime subscriptions on Twitch, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't subscribe to any of those streaming platforms. I don't watch movies.
But you watch wrestling. But Rottie watches wrestling. At least 2 or 3 times a year, RottieMama will watch professional wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah, usually because there's alcohol involved. I have an air antenna on my TV. So I watch local channels. I watch the news.
There's nothing good on the news.
Yeah, but it keeps me informed.
On what?
On what's going on in the world.
No, I don't need to know. I'm on social media. I see enough of that crap.
Yeah, I'm not on social media as much as you might think.
Probably good for your sanity.
Yeah. I like sitcoms.
Yeah.
You know, I'll watch a lot of those.
Anything in
I think
particular?
more because my attention span isn't good enough for a movie. It's
Right.
like, you know, to start the movie and then, I mean, even with the movies I've seen in the theaters that I mentioned, most of them I wanted to walk out halfway
Yeah.
because it was like, you know, get to the damn point. Let's get to the point, get it over with, let me out.
Yeah, I could kind of tell that based on how your stories were going. You're like, nah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that sitcoms hold my attention. They're 30 minutes.
Other than Up in Smoke.
Yeah, that one was funny. There is a quote from that movie that I can quote.
What is it? Let's hear it.
Smoking Labrador, man.
Man. I don't remember which Cheech and Chong movie it was, but there was one where it was like this big around. And I didn't get the joke. Like, I don't know what the joke was, but it was like a freaking burrito that they rolled in the movie. And I was like, I laughed because I was young and I didn't understand. But I still think back, I'm like, what the hell was the purpose of that? Like, I don't understand. Why was it so big?
I don't know. I'd have to see the context.
Yeah.
Yes.
Same here.
I have seen Two Broke Girls. It actually made me very sad when they took that off the air.
I like Two Broke Girls.
Yeah.
For more reasons than just the fact that I'm a boy.
Yeah. Every Saturday night.
Wow.
I don't stream every Saturday.
What is there a show you're watching now? A sitcom you're watching now?
No, because it's summer and they're all freaking reruns.
Oh. You don't like go and backtrack and be like, oh, I never saw this one, and then just try and watch that?
Once I've seen it, I don't need to see it again.
No, but I mean something you haven't seen. You're like, oh yeah, I heard about this one, and it would be, cool to go and.
No, not really. No, I don't think so.
I highly suggest Only Murders in the Building with with Steve Martin and Martin Short. You gotta know who those guys are, right?
I know who Steve Martin is. I cannot stand him.
Really?
I will not watch anything he is in.
Really? Why is that?
He just irritates the fuck out of me.
Like, in what way? Like, where did this get established?
Oh, he's annoying. I don't know. What was he on back in the day?
Like, was it his stand-up comedy, or was it his, like,
Yeah.
a TV show, or a movie?
No, I
or
think it was his stand-up comedy. He just annoys me. Slapstick comedy, not my thing.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I also highly suggest murders. So I do like murder series, like, you know, the show series, like Law and
Could you
Order
put your
and-
dislike for Steve Martin aside to try a show? Or would you see it and be like, it doesn't matter what it is, just because he's there, it automatically puts you in a fuck this mood?
It would automatically put me in a fuck this, I'm out mood.
Okay, fair enough.
Him, Jim Carrey. Nope. Fuck that. Nope. Out. Nope. No, I want nothing. I
Which
don't
means
even
you
want
also don't like Will Ferrell.
Nope. Don't like him.
Yep, yep.
No, I will turn the channel, walk out, whatever. I don't care. I won't do it.
So the stupid is funny does not apply to you.
No. No.
What kind of comedy do you like? Like, can you think of a comedian or two that you're like, oh, I like this comedy, whether it's stand-up or in a show?
Eddie Murphy had a stand-up one called Delirious.
Yeah.
I can quote a lot from that one. I've watched that one.
Eddie Murphy's old stand-up was on point.
Yep.
It was
Yeah.
high energy. He always made a point, but he also was able to make fun of shit.
Yeah.
He was able to make fun of shit in a way that was offensive without offending anyone.
Without offending anybody. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, you know. I like his comedy. I can't think of anybody else off the top of my head. But again, I know he was in movies and I wouldn't watch him.
Yeah.
You
What
know,
about like a George Carlin? Did you ever watch like a George
I
Carlin?
liked Carlin. Yeah, I like George Carlin. He was good.
Richard Pryor. maybe?
Gallagher. I like Gallagher.
So when you talk about like the slapstickiness, the guy that, okay, I'm saying this, I'm playing the devil's advocate. People will know. For not liking the slapstickiness, the guy that smashes watermelons to be funny was okay.
That to me wasn't slapstick comedy though. That he was engaging with the audience.
People have said that to me before about like Gallagher, like, well, all he did was smash watermelons. I'm like, if you ever actually watched the show,
no,
that was like 5% of his show. That was
Right.
the end of it. That was the
And
big
that was at the
finale
end.
for fun, for shits and giggles.
Right. That's what it was. That was at the end.
Was doing that. It was a gag. But the first hour and a half was like jokes and inside jokes and things that would like, he'd say something and you're like, oh, that's funny. And then you'd be like, oh, but that's true.
Right. It made you think.
Yeah. He made you
Yeah.
think. I was a big fan of Gallagher.
Yeah.
I loved all of his stuff. I'm sad I never got to see him live. It was always a dream thing to do, was get to see Gallagher live. And I know
Yeah.
his later years, his end years of stand up after the Gallagher wave had started to die down. I know that it had gotten pretty bad, but
Yeah.
But like when he had all of his HBO shows and stuff, yeah, I watched every goddamn single one of them, and I know so many of his routines that it's his routine right before he started smashing the watermelons. There was a point in time in my life that I used to have that entire like intro of his memorized, and if I could think of like how it started, I could probably do it. It's something like the Master Tool Corporation invites me to show you the handiest and dandiest kitchen tool, and don't you want to know how it works? First you take the patented pans, you put in the patented pans first you take the two patented pans, you take an apple and you put it between the patented pans, and you reach for the object. It's not a slicer, it's not a dicer, it's not a hopper and a chopper. What the hell could it possibly be? That's your cue, Roddy.
I don't remember what he said, but Sledge-o-matic. That was it. Yep. I was thinking Sledgehammer, but I knew that wasn't it.
Yeah, Sledge-o-matic.
Yeah. Bentley saw Gallagher live once.
Oh,
I'm jealous.
so jealous. So jealous. Yeah, I loved
jealous.
Gallagher. Yeah, the Master
Lyric
Tool
figured
Company.
I would like George Carlin.
I love George Carlin. George Carlin holds a very special place in my heart. One day I would love. I should do a top five stand-up comedians list and to talk about why. And George Carlin would definitely be on that list. Although I'm sorry, Rottie, Steve Martin probably would be as well.
It's all right. You like him.
I do like.
I don't have to.
It's okay. I don't make fun of you
Nope.
for anything. I don't think.
No.
I don't.
Nope.
Other than making fun of pancake games, which you don't do. Which you don't do. You specifically, of all the VR people, don't actually make fun of pancake games.
No, I play pancake games once in a while.
Right. You're not a. You don't stick your nose up at us, plebeians who play.
Octavia says, I set up the stage for Carlin and Taylor Swift and talked to both of them before the show about their setup.
Wow. That's awesome.
There's got to be a punchline there somewhere.
No, there's not. I used to like Whoopi Goldberg until she said the millennials are poor because they are lazy. I never was a really big fan of Whoopi Goldberg's stand-up. She was okay. She had some fun stuff. Her best stuff was when she worked with Robin Williams and Billy Crystal for charity shows, where she basically played the straight man between the two of them, and she just was constantly trying to play keep up between Robin Williams and Billy Crystal. That to me was the peak Whoopi Goldberg as far as stand-up comedy goes.
Yeah. Robin Williams, I like. Billy Crystal, I like.
I didn't watch a lot of Billy Crystal stand-up. I did a lot of Robin Williams. Robin Williams is great, but Billy Crystal, he had some good stuff, but he was good at characters, and he could do some cool character acting and performance and stuff. And he was funny, but to me, he was like this great host that could riff with anybody. And yeah, it's hard when you're on stage with Robin Williams. It's hard to not be the second fiddle.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was.
Yeah.
I should go back and watch some more Billy Crystal just to reacquaint myself with it.
Rain Laheo says, I liked her in Sister Act. I never saw that.
Yeah, Sister Act was okay. As an actress, she was good. I liked her. Like a lot of the stuff she did in movies, I liked her stand-up comedy.
Yeah. Octavia said, before Swift was famous and right before Carlin passed away, I did audio and lighting at a casino. Oh, Octavius, that's really cool.
That is really cool.
That is really cool. I thought for sure there was going to be a punchline in that one.
No, he and I had talked about some of the people he had chatted with in IRL, and so I knew I knew there was no punchline. But yeah, he's gotten to see and talk to some cool people.
Huh.
The Eternal Best Jumping Jack Flash was fun. Don't forget Ghost. Whoopi Goldberg was in the movie Ghost with Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore as well. Roddy knows all of these movies. Roddy's a big fan of all of these movies.
I remember. I know there was a movie called Ghost, but I never saw it.
There's also a movie called Ghostbusters. Completely different movie.
Yeah, I only know about that one because of Identity Crisis.
That's the one because it's four guys in these jumpsuits and one woman, and it's not the kind of a movie you were thinking. So, that's a different Octavia's tape.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it. Haven't seen it.
Roddy, tell us again when people can find you streaming on the regular. What days do they usually find you streaming, and what days do you have coming up?
Typically, I'll stream Tuesday and Wednesday evenings and Saturday evenings. However, during the summer, my schedule is a little bit off. If I'm home on the weekends and not up at the lake, then I will be streaming on Saturdays. Now that my camera is fixed, except for tomorrow night, which I will be at Octavius's birthday get together. I have canceled my stream tomorrow night. You will find me this week on Wednesday night doing some Tabor. Saturday night, Epic and I are fighting bugs. Next week should be Tuesday and Wednesday co-streaming with Identity Crisis. And then for the next at least 3 weekends, I'm not going to be around. I will be up at the lake.
Okay. Cool. Well, there you go, guys. So that is where you can find and when you can find the RottieMama. Again, we're going to be back on doing that on Saturday as well. Roddy will be back on Wednesday, so you definitely want to make sure to tune in for that. Of course, tomorrow we're both going to be, both Roddy and I will both be doing our best to hang out in the Octavius's birthday stream tomorrow night. Definitely go and check that out. It'll be Octavius and Bentley, and they'll be doing Booze Day with the Bay and Octavius on Octavius' birthday. The birthday? Is it a birthday bay? Birthday bay for Octavius? Octavius's birthday? I don't know. So I'm trying to do the thing, but I'm failing apparently. Roddy's just like, nope. It's the birthday. That's what I was saying. It's Octavius's birthday.
Cheers, Octavius.
Cheers, Octavius. With that being said, guys, we are going to raid out. I will be back.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
You hate me?
What's that?
Bentley, I have to go to the liquor store. I've damn near polished off this
Better go
bottle
to the
of
liquor
Dog
store.
Bear tonight.
Better go to the liquor
So
store.
I will go to the liquor store tomorrow and get more wine for tomorrow night.
More wine. More wine. I whine too much, so I probably shouldn't. But yeah, guys, we're going to raid on out. Thank you so much for being here. I will be back tomorrow. We're going to be doing Embervale. I'm going to try and log on early so we can get 2 rounds in before Octavius' stream. And if I can push it out long enough, maybe I'll be able to raid over there, but it's a little bit later than I go. So thank you for the funding on my face. I appreciate that. That makes me, it's right in my ear too. I could feel the air. It's like I can feel, and now I smell it. Now, thank you, Peter Griffin. Now I smell it. I get it. Great. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow for some Embervale. Come and join, get your character in for a couple rounds of Embervale. Look for the go live notification, either in Discord or on your app that says things. And of course, we have Octavius' stream, and then tomorrow night or Wednesday night is RottieMama. Just a whole week of all kinds of shenanigans going on. We're gonna raid on out. We're gonna raid out to somebody from the VR community. So follow through on that. We're gonna go raid out to F18 Power.
Yay!
They're playing some Contractors. You guys can check out what the VR stuff is all about with F18 Power. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. Take care, and good night, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Roddy. Appreciate you.